Hey, everybody. Good evening, and welcome back to Slices and Dices, your favorite piece of entertainment on the internet. Yes, that's right. We know it. We love it. Thank you for being part of the amazing experience that is this game and others. It's time to play Alien RPG. I've been waiting for a while to play this game with y'all, and I'm glad that the scheduling gods decided to lay their hands on all 5 of these people and said, yes, I can do this day.
It's quite a feat.
It's hard.
It is magic.
I had to kill a lot of chickens. Like a lot of chickens, man.
Kill or sacrifice?
Well,
You're the one who's been left the headless duck in Inwood Hill Park. Now I know.
Listen, the bird flu makes it real easy, right? They're just they're just there. And I say, look, sacrifice, done. And there we go. So, yeah.
And then dinner.
And then, I wouldn't eat a bird flu. Nope. That's a negative. No. Anywho, how's everybody doing? Doing okay? Let's play some good old Alien RPG. We have our crew ready to go. We've got, I feel like we're, for those of you who remember Romper Room, and don't call me old if you do, because you're just as old as I am if you do remember.
I remember it too, Matt.
My name never got called. Or if it did, they were lying. It was never looking at me in the eyes. There was just like blank stare of death. But yes, we have Marcus, and we have Julie, and we have Ben, and we have Patrick, and we have Sarah. I think we might as well just do something really strange and tell everybody watching this in either Twitch or YouTube, if you're watching this now, where all of you lovely people can be found now, rather than at the end of the game where we're all just like traumatized and exhausted, right? So let's go about that. Let's start in this direction over here with this. My finger just disappeared. Thank you, Zoom. Thank you, Zoom. Don't disappear my finger. There we go. With Sarah. Sarah, where can people find you on the internet, please?
You can find me on the internet at Lovely Llama, on our Discord, various others on Instagram when I bother to post anything. I did finally re-up my domain name, so I might actually get around to actually getting the Llama Cave website up and running.
The Llama Cave.
The Llama Cave. And yeah, that's where you can find me. And here on Slices and Dices, almost every Friday and many Thursdays, playing a myriad of RPGs. And hopefully running Vaesen sometime soon. My goal for next week of being off work for like the 800th week in a row is to make that my hyper focus and get my next session planned. So fingers crossed that actually works out the way I'm hoping. Oh, did I win the kitty lottery? Did. Hi, Eleanor. Say hi. Say hi.
Cats, whenever you hold them that way, they're always just like.
We just got 4 more upvotes. People will like the cat.
They like the kitty. Upvote this kitty.
Cat plays.
More authentic aliens.
That's true. You can't have like a really authentic alien movie without a cat or cat substitute.
Yes.
Thank you, Sarah. Moving on down around the proverbial wheel here, we've got Patrick. Patrick, where can people find you on the internet, please?
You can find me on barrover.com or patrickmarin.com, where I do independent whiskey tastings as your educational seminar whiskey professor, or here on Slices and Dices, as well as on Cast Party as a dungeon master for free and paid games. I am occasionally in and about the internets, but mostly it's at Pat Marin on whatever we're going to call Twitter next after it's finally bought out at the end of the apocalypse, and at Pat Marin on Blue Sky. Not that I post there. It's mostly just Instagram and right here on this lovely channel.
Beautiful. Thank you, Patrick. Short and sweet. Love it. Ben, over to you, sir. Where can people find you on the internet?
You can usually find me on the Slices and Dices Discord as Ironhead454. You can also find me over on TikTok, making stupid videos.
It's a profession. It's a profession. It works.
There we go.
And they're not stupid, Ben. They're wonderful.
Why, thank you.
Moving all over. Let's go over to Julie. Julie, where can people find you on the internet?
Hi. You can find me here with the Slices and Dices crew. You can always find me in the Discord. Also hang out with some of our friends over on Dark Domain, play some one-shots over there with them. And that's about it, because I just prefer to hang out with my friends and ignore the rest of the drama that's out in the rest of the world.
Right on.
I don't need it.
Right on. Ignore the drama. Ignore it. Try to suck you in, you just say no. I will not be sucked.
No, thank you.
Marcus enjoyed that a little too much, I think. Speaking of which, Marcus, tell us where you can be found upon the internet.
I am similar. I'm keeping to myself a lot these days, but I am on Beardy Beardface on several outlets, and if not, it will be NYC Cooper when I do post things and interact with the interwebs.
Excellent. Excellent. Thank you so much, Marcus. Hey, everybody. You may know me. My name is Matt. Do things around here, sort of help run the channel, do a lot of games, help people run their own games, and we're got a lot more stuff coming out in Slices and Dices, so watch this channel for more stuff. That's all I'm going to say. We do have some... I shouldn't say that. We do have some awesome sponsors. I want to just really quickly mention them because they're fucking amazing, and we want to get to them all. Obviously, Roll20. We can't do anything without Roll20. They're the place where we do all of our games. Thank you, Roll20. Free League. What would we do without you? How could I traumatize my players as well as I do without Free League? How could Sarah do her Vaesen games without
My absolute favorite
we love you.
game publisher. Love you, Free League.
Hell yeah. Into the AM. I wear their shirts way too much, and they never get any worse. Every day I wear them, my wife goes, "Why are you wearing that shirt again? Why are you wearing that shirt again, Matt? You wear that shirt way too much." I go, "Because I love this shirt. It's soft and it's cozy and it's comfy and it never shrinks. And it's the finest whatever fucking material this is. It's just
They are the. I spotted someone wearing one in the wild, and I was like, "Into the AM!"
Yes. Yeah, you see them. You see ads for them, and there's a reason, right? Because they're so good. They're so good. They're really good, and their logos are so cool that they have on their shirts. So go over there. You can use our little link to go into the AM, and you get yourself a little discount there. You'll see it on the Twitch chat and also in the doobly-doo. And last but not second to last is Monument Sound. You'll be hearing a lot of stuff from Monument Studios tonight. A lot of music, a lot of sound effects, a lot of spooky shit. So check them out, Monument Sound, if you want to subscribe to their service. You can also use our code there in the doobly-doo as well as in Twitch chat. You'll see that and get yourself your own sounds so you can use it for your own games. And damn it, they're fucking amazing. So, sorry about that. I'm getting some weird stuff going. And then
don't forget about your merch store.
I've just got too many sponsors, Ben. Too many sponsors. Yes, we have merch. We have stuff. Julie's holding up our awesome mug for our alien logo. We've got our own logos on mugs and t-shirts and hats and shit like that. So go on to our Streamlabs merch store, which you'll also see in the doobly-doo and the Twitch. Please go ahead, buy yourself some cool ass shit and show people that you support the channel, because we love support. It's really helpful for us. It helps us to make these awesome games. The last person who helps support us in a lot of games that we do is a gentleman by the name of Jesper Nilsson Siren. Jesper Nilsson Siren makes a shit ton of maps. He makes them by himself, pretty much, as far as I'm aware. And the dude is a talented MF. He makes them off of Patreon. So go to Siren's Maps, patreon.com/Siren's Maps, and you will see the amazing talent that this guy has put in. And tonight, I've been waiting a long time. Tonight, you will see one, if not more, of those maps. And I think that's it. Yeah, let's kick some butt. And let's go right into the recap here, as we find out what in the hell happened previously on a list. Now I have to change my voice. It's from chipper and happy to foreboding.
Hate when that happens.
I know, it's hard.
back.
No, I won't. Maybe. Depends on how nice you are to me. In the year 2182, the multinational corporations of Earth funded a multi-year mission to recover a group of galactic colonies in the spinward section of the galactic rim, which were lost nearly a century ago. Upon locating them, the men and women manning the mission were assigned to bring all of these colonies, or as many as possible, back into the embrace of human society. And this mission was known as the Great Mother Mission. The massive, colossal colonist ship known as the USCSS Ionla left our solar system in 2182 and arrived in the spinward section of the galaxy in 2185. Its crew of hundreds in hypersleep. Other smaller ships joined this flotilla of ships to make individual missions to each of these colonies and reconnect with all of the lost worlds. One of these ships, the USCSS Solovetsky Island, is now under the command of 11 of these intrepid souls. Those aboard the ship are a motley mix of the UPP, UA, Reworld Empire, and others. Misfits and ragamuffins, each with their own gripes and idiosyncrasies. Let's say hi to them, shall we? Bella Rose Murphy, glamorous songstress, somehow affiliated with the Kelland Mining Corporation. Hank Savage, ex-UA Marine and cigar aficionado. Dorothy Gale, precocious 14-year-old with an attitude a mile long, only wanting to make sure her family is safe. Chesterton Clark, Wayland-Yutani research scientist. Not very big on personality, but certainly the brains of the operation. And Beaucephus Tucker, a rootin'-tootin' wildcat-hootin' son of a gun, never far from the love of his life, his Daihote tractor, Trina. The 5 of these individuals, along with the rest of the crew, CSS Solovetsky Island, have now arrived at Gorham Colony, also known in the galactic space as KOI 2650 Spot 01, an arid, sand-blasted world on which supposedly 1 million colonists made their home after it was terraformed back in 2067. This planet supposedly was some kind of a major mining outfit and is rich in the ore known as pendlantite. According to the data that you have, the miners introduced non-indigenous life forms to help with mining operations. That means you have no idea. That said, your mission is quite simple. Assess the planet for future mining potential, scientific research opportunities, or any local life that's worth investigating as well. You all need to find the colony's long data disk, basically a black box for the colony. These boxes, these disks, recorded petabytes of data, all about aspects of the colony as well as the command team logs and reports. So, as your scientific exploration vehicle began its descent into the supposedly populated, you found only the remains of isolated settlements across the planet's harsh, red-tinged landscape. All of them looked industrial and mechanized. Pipes and smokestacks, tanks and containers, all covered in dust. None of them looked anything other than deserted and derelict. In the area of the planet known as Tontis Ravine, you found a massive heat signature and electrostatic noise, which gave you the hope that perhaps there was some semblance of life, perhaps these remaining colonists. In the middle of a vast rocky plain, cracked like a broken pane of glass, with ravines, chasms, and canyons, you spotted a mining facility. Tucked neatly at the bottom along the ravine rested an old Bison-class ship, next to what looked like a crude access ramp to the ravine floor, big enough for a Daihote 8x8 tractor. Landing next to the Bison was easy enough, and you all boarded Trina except for Chesterton Clark, who decided that he would stay aboard the SEV vehicle and maintain a safe distance. Along for the ride is your, how should I put this nicely, kind but somewhat distracted ICC Inspector Tan Blatchman. When you all arrived at the facility, you all, through the dust and debris, spotted 6 individuals, seemingly waiting to welcome you. Although some were armed with shotguns. When you spoke to them as to where you were from, and that you were all from Earth, there was a brief pause. And then 2 of these 6 ushered you to go inside to talk. And that's where we begin tonight. Now, before we begin, I would like to ask the 5 of you to keep in mind, since we haven't actually found out who these individuals are in your character sheets, depending on how you interact with each other, who are your buddies and who are your rivals? So keep that in mind, especially as we move through tonight's episode.
I think we kind of decided at the end of the last session that we all kind of weren't there yet.
Yeah.
Or at least not on, specifically not on rivals.
Fair enough. Fair enough. I just would like you to keep in mind, for in the case that you all do interact with each other in a way that befriends or defriends any one of you, that you will be able to make that decision by the end of the episode. If you can't, that's totally fine. But if you feel like you can, I think it might be good to get those character sheets, a little bit of an update.
I think I have my buddy.
Okay.
I think the Russian that I boxed it out with.
I love it. Yes.
What was his name?
His name was, I'll tell you. His name was Davor Koblenz.
Yeah, I think I have an introductory buddy, which could always change, but a first impressions buddy. I don't know. I kind of have a first impressions rival. I might just put it on. You know what? I'm gonna put it on my character sheet, and if I decide to change it, I can.
Sounds good to me.
Done.
Okay. So, let's move everybody to the first of many, many beautiful maps by our friend Jasper Nilsson Siren. Now, I have as well brought Clark's token. Even though Clark is technically not there and he's still aboard the SEV, I brought him along just in the case that he wants to sort of view from the perspective of the audience and doesn't want to lose out on the awesomeness of the maps.
It's very thoughtful. Thank you.
I am a thoughtful individual. Okay.
And we have him on comms, so we can still talk to him.
That
He's
is
just-
very true. That is very true. All right, so let me move you all to this.
It's unlikely you'll like what I have to say, but
Okay. I'll ping you all so you guys can see where you all are at. So right here you have your tractor. Here. There's Trina.
Hey,
and-
Trina.
And then we have the 6 individuals. You see them in sort of 2 groups of 3. Here and here. So, by all means, you guys can, as they usher you inside, or at least what seems to be inside, there's a massive sort of 3-pronged facility. There are other things all around this particular ravine, but it does seem like they want you to go into this facility.
Any of them look young, or are they all adults?
They're all adults. Although
Okay.
they are all sort of covered head to toe with
Mhm.
with rags and goggles and rebreather units, so you don't know exactly how young or how old any of them.
Gotcha.
But they do move in 2 distinct groups. One group sort of moves southward, and the other group sort of begrudgingly follows. So you folks can move your tokens if you'd like.
I guess we follow him.
Oh, I'm doing the classic kid thing, and I'm just gonna wander off.
Oh, great.
I'm gonna keep my maintenance jack just a little bit handy. It's still gonna be strapped along to the side of my dungarees there, my jumper, my overall coveralls. But I'd like to keep it free if necessary because they're a little weird with their masks on like that.
Second here. Let's lock it in place.
The Trina token moves too?
It does. Yes, indeed.
Yes.
Heck yeah. Let me lock it in place for now because you did put the parking brake on. So give me one sec. Lock. And that way, move our friend Tan Blatchman.
Sounds like an SNL character.
Tan Blatchman? Yeah.
Tan Blatchman.
All right, so it does seem like they are moving to the... on this map, it would be to the west, but technically from the perspective of the actual ravine itself, it's actually more to the south. They seem to be moving to this building over here. Since we're invested in a whole bunch of people, it seems like only Savage is going? Okay, that's fine.
No.
Tucker, Murphy?
I wandered
Tuck?
off up around the corners
Oh,
to see what else there was to see.
I know you wandered off, Gale. You wandered off?
That's as far as I'm wandering.
Okay.
For now.
Yeah, you see there are multiple doors that seem to enter this facility. One here. Beyond that, there's just the canyon wall behind it.
Yeah. Anything labeled?
Doors-wise? No.
Mm-hmm. Any windows?
No. Not from this position that you've seen.
Boring. I'll wander back down.
Super boring grown-ups and their super boring buildings.
Ugh, gross. She comes back, sees Bella chilling, and then goes this way. Follows the others.
Okay.
No windows here. I'm just gonna get, like, she is gonna, like, anytime there's a corner to duck around and just, like, look at shit, she is gonna kind of just wander off and see what there is to see.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like like I said, a three-pronged building. You sort of like sneak around the corner, see.
Oh, I'm not even sneaking. I'm just wandering openly, but I'm a kid and nobody pays attention to me.
Nobody pays attention to kids. That I can vouch for 100%. Unless you are their parent.
Exactly.
Sometimes.
Shh.
Depends on who you are. I notice all the kids.
Quiet. You do notice that these three seem to sort of back off a little bit. And
those three?
Oh, I'm sorry. I went the wrong way. Beg your pardon. So actually, these three do go this direction. I went the wrong direction. My fault. They would go up in this direction rather than around the back. So they would go up here. And they do seem sort of move around the corner. Now this is really interesting, folks. Super, super stoothy sloopy.
Yeah, we're getting the lay of the land, man.
You are indeed getting the lay of the land.
Speaking of that, are we getting any sort of sense that this has all been here the whole time settlement? Does any of it look like ramshackle or jury-rigged? Is it temporary structures? Is it all based off the original structures? Does it look like they're making a path?
I won't actually make you make a roll for it, since this is not a situation that I think deems. But I think that you would think that based on the age of the metal, based on the construction of it, it doesn't seem jerry-rigged. It seems like it's purposeful. That said, the actual metal itself has been pitted with probably years and years and years of sand wear. Like the wearing of the actual metal by this gritty sand that is very clearly the prevalent weather here. At least in this part of the I did notice that a friend of ours seemed to have redeemed a piece of random piece of gear for Tucker.
Oh ho.
Because you're in costume. So there you go. That's the reason. I believe we're gonna roll a d10, but let me just check very quickly if that's the case. Found equipment. Yeah. I want you to roll a d8.
Copy. And that's a 4.
And then I want you to roll a d10.
And that's a 9.
Okay. You spot in a pile of this sort of reddish dust as you're wandering through the the alleyways that seem to bring you to inside. You see a sort of a glint of what seems to be like glass or metal.
Okay. I pick it up.
Okay. It is a small sort of case, and it says on the front of it, it says hydration, as in the A,
Yep.
and hydration is an 8. As in, that's how it's spelled.
Yep.
So you've earned yourself a single
One
use of hydration.
Okay.
Okay. The door, in fact, does open. You do see inside a sort of not extremely well-to-do interior, but I mean, it's clean. And the 3 individuals step inside, followed by the other 3 individuals who seem to move further inside and gesture for you to follow.
Shouldn't feel weird to anyone else. Why the hell aren't they talking to us?
It does seem a little weird, doesn't it?
Yeah. I don't know, man. This place gives me the fucking creeps.
Hey, y'all microphones working in them suits there? Cause you're not talking to us, and I don't think we smell funny. I can't tell under these suits either. But like, everything okay? Is there like an open channel on the suits that I can sort of like flick?
They are
to?
not wearing suits.
Got it.
They are wearing like rags around their head with goggles and rebreathers. So they're when they did speak to you, it sounded like this. Right? It sounds like you're coming out of a rebreather. So there's no comms unit, per se.
Maybe they've just developed some strong silent type stuff like those monks back home on Earth all those years ago. Wasn't there a vow of not talkingisms?
No, dude. I was born on a freighter.
Well, you can read, right? You can read, right? Is
Yeah,
that-
I can read.
Oh, good. I'm glad
I-
somebody can.
okay, dude. Yeah. No, I can read. I just, never been to Earth. Don't really know anything about it. And they weren't so big on history lessons in the mining colony. It was more like, here's how not to die when you're old enough to go in the pit.
Clark
Maybe.
and Savage, as you step inside this space where you're, I should say Clark because you're not there, Clark, but Savage, when you walk into this room, you note that it is kind of a bit of a mess. You do see that there is sort of the remains of a protective suit. It's not an airtight suit, but it does have sort of some armor plating on it, and it's pitted with red dust and sand. You do see as well hanging on the wall are 3 respirator units, and in the corners of the room are 2 portable air canisters. Is anyone still outside? Let's see. Gale, Tucker,
Bella stayed back
Savage.
at the...
Oh, where is Bella?
I rolled 20 is frozen.
Can you move your token, Julie?
She said roll 20
I-
frozen.
I rolled is completely frozen. It won't even let me click it off or
Uh-oh.
refresh it.
Roll 20's frozen.
Yeah.
Ruh-roh, Raggy.
So I can hear everything saying, but I'm stuck with shit. As
I-
far as
I blame the internets. Blame the internets.
somebody hates me right now.
Somebody cast very slow internet.
I'm going to
Dude.
move.
You're working fine.
I'm going to move your token. I'm going to move it. Move it.
Julie's breaking up really bad. Am I breaking up?
You're fine.
No, you're okay.
Yeah, that's the weird thing. You guys are in the same house. You sound fine, and she's really max headroomy.
So thanks for stealing
Yeah,
all the
so-
internets from her, Ben. Really awesome.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, you guys are picking up for me. Like, I just hear.
Oh my goodness.
That was a fun language.
She
That-
sounds like Mother at the beginning of the movie.
Julie, if it would make it easier for you to restart, things are going to look weird
We
in
can
Zoom.
try again.
Yeah. Because
Try again.
we try again, and we won't leave out
Try
any
again.
juicy parts while you're away.
All right. I'm sure you'll catch me up.
Let me transition because I haven't actually shown everybody on stream what kind of map we're on. I've been talking to everybody, except I haven't shown them the map. How silly of me.
Oh, how dare you, sir.
I am an awful person. Yeah, so this is we'll show them more for certain. But as the last of you, as Tan Blashman walks into the door, one of these individuals with the sort of headband, headgear, and goggles, a female voice rings out. She says, "Shut the door, please." Tan Blashman sort of, yes, yeah, of course. And he hits the door release, which shuts the door and seems to silence, at least for now, enormous amount of heavy wind that was outside. Barely outside.
Did get quiet.
It did get quiet. Seems like it's a pretty decent soundproof.
A little too quiet.
Right.
Not that I would know.
You're not even there.
Not even there.
But
He's watching through all of our suit cams.
I love it.
Yeah.
That's not creepy either. Savage and Tucker and Gale, since you're in this room, you spot, since the door has been left open to you, the next room to the southwest is some kind of a kitchen. There are, I mean, it seems to be some kind of an open plan. It looks pretty cozy. A little further in, Savage, you do see these 6 individuals now sort of sitting down and removing their head wraps and goggles and rebreathers and putting them to the side. You spot the faces of 3 individuals who all sort of seem to be relatively close to one another, and then 3 others that seem to be relatively close to each other there. So 2 people are on the couch, 1 person sitting on a chair, and the others are standing.
I'll remove my helmet as well.
Okay.
Yeah,
Gale's-
that'll take her helmet off.
All right. Okay, we're gonna
Instantly die.
Didn't you know? Here comes Julie. She's coming. I'm gonna have to readjust the zoomage. No worries. Okay. Murphy Savage bot. Boom. All right, we're good to go. Julie, can you hear us?
I can hear you. Can you
Okay.
hear me and see me?
Yes. Scooch over to
All right.
your left about 5 inches.
I'm gonna do that
Mute.
second after I fix all the other things.
Yeah, no worries. As long as you can hear us, and just keep on keeping on. So, do spot these 6 individuals. 3 of them, you see one who, actually, a family, potentially, because they all have the sort of same genetic makeup. Facial structure looks very similar, especially between the these 3 individuals. And these 3 individuals potentially as well, family. They all have the same lineage potentially. You would estimate that, based on their age, that these 3 individuals, perhaps a father, a wife, and son, and then these 3 individuals, you're not quite sure, to be honest.
Can you blow this token up for me? This one up for me? I just want to see
Yeah,
it.
absolutely.
Something about it being tiny. Okay, it does kind of look like me. I'm not losing.
Oh
that
my
much.
God, it kind of does look like you, Sarah. Hold on, let me.
That's why I also used to have that haircut. So I'm just looking at it and I was like, that kind of looks like me, and I'm a little freaked out.
That does kind of look a little bit like you, Sarah.
Yeah, it does.
I'm not.
Uh-oh. Problems.
Fine.
I'm gonna be evil, aren't I? Oh well.
I mean, who knows what's going to happen? You never know what's going to happen with you. So, yeah, that individual, she seems Caucasian. She looks like she's probably in her late 30s, early 40s, potentially. This individual sitting next to her on the couch. That. I messed up. Time. No. Sort of a light-skinned African-American, broad smile. Same kind of eyes, right? Same shape eyes. Facial structure looks the same. And the third individual who seems to be part of this family as well is this guy. It's sort of a broad smile, perhaps darker in skin color than his son, but it makes sense. Sort of patchy hair, and seems to be in a very positive mood. Bright
It
smile.
looks like it.
The other three, I'm going to see if I can blow them up just to show, obviously, you folks as well as chat. So there's this individual. She seems to as well be sort of light-skinned, potentially Latina, or perhaps Arab American. Not quite sure, to be honest. She is probably in her early 30s, you would estimate. Then the person next to her, he's older. Probably is in his late 30s or early 40s. This individual probably has some genetic makeup that does look perhaps South American or Latino. And then the third individual, not quite sure. He may be Caucasian. He may be sort of, as well, he might be Latino as well. Sort of younger, probably in his 20s. So as you all come in, or at least Gale, Tucker, and Savage do, just to make sure she can see all this stuff so that when Julie's thing resolves.
Yes, I can see everything again.
Good. Tan Blatchman, of course, arrived.
Thank you.
That you all see these 6 individuals in a sort of shabby chic home of sorts. And one of them, the tall African-American man, says, "Well, damn it. Earth. I mean, I've only heard about Earth from books and other people, but you folks are from Earth? That's amazing."
Well, like, technically Earth sent us, but I've never been there.
What do you mean? What do you mean sent you?
She kind of looks to the others and she's like, well,
They sent us here to check on you all and make sure everything is okay. Haven't heard from you all in a long time.
How long is a long time?
Long enough, we started to worry.
Well, you have a right to worry. The woman on the couch, one who looks like Sarah, says, "Darn straight they were. Right? Things around here are as bad as they seem, maybe even worse." And the younger man on the couch sort of looks at this woman and says, "Oh." She says, "Shush. Grown-ups are talking." And he crosses
when
his
she
arms.
says that, Dot immediately makes eye contact with that guy and rolls her eyes.
Okay. As this sort of sign of domesticity passes through, one of the other 3, the sort of tall, stocky man, steps forward and he says, "What do you want?" He has a very faded Spanish accent, but it does seem to be an indication that he is of Latino heritage. So what do you want with us?
Think of it more as accounting than anything else. We just need to make sure our records are up to date, and that if necessary, we send supplies along the way. I'm gonna look in the direction of our more authoritative member and see if Savage is either agreeing or disagreeing with me on this one. I just drive the truck. But
He drives the truck. I watch everybody's back. They're just trying to reconnect with everybody, maybe establish some trade, try to bring everybody back in connection with Earth.
Mm-hmm. Establish trade, he says. Establish trade. Like what kind of trade?
Well, we got supplies. You guys probably have found something around here that's worth trading for.
Well, he sort of looks at the other individuals next to him. He says, "It's just a mine. We got the penalty in the mine."
Exactly.
The mine even work anymore? You got enough people to run it?
It works good enough.
Small crew?
The younger woman next to the man in the center steps forward and she says, we've got something that the other folks on don't have. It helps to make things a little bit more efficient around here. You might have seen it on your way in. I'm sorry, I've been speaking way out of turn. My name is Amelia. This is my brother Diego, and this is my youngest brother Danny. My sister is actually, my youngest sister is actually. She sort of looks a little embarrassed for a sec. She's actually not here right now. She's and as she says this, the older African American man says, "She's with my dad. They're out for a food run. They'll be back soon. Hopefully, real soon. But that's neither here nor there. We can certainly see if we can talk to you folks about what's going on. Maybe we can work out a deal." As he says we can work out a deal, I'd like you all to make an observation roll. All right.
I'll push.
You want to push? What do you do differently?
I'm going to try and break my usual, and rather than just sort of take people at their word, try and understand why there was such an inflection on that they were somewhere else. And the implication of that being her daddy, which is a hell of a word to fixate on.
Interesting. Okay. That is no success
Nope.
and a panic. Okay. At this point in time, I don't think it's likely that you're going to get anything, but you can roll your panic roll, Tucker.
Okay.
Just to get it
You
out
had
the way.
If you got 0 stress, then yeah.
He has 1 stress, right? Because
Oh,
he
yeah.
did
Keeping it together.
Yeah, you're fine. As much as I would love Chesterton for you to have done this, because you're not there, there's nothing for you
I
to
can
observe.
sense it.
Senses a presence I've not felt since. I would say, based on the number of successes, y'all can bank those extra successes if you had 2 or more. I don't know if anybody did except for Chesterton. So Chesterton, even though you weren't there, you can bank those successes. I'm going to give it to you.
Observation doesn't usually have banks. It's usually just extra questions.
Here's the... Oh, shit, that did. That's true.
It's like, how do I get in, past, through? Are there more of them? Are they coming for me?
Right.
New or unexpected info. Oh no, that's Comtech.
Right. Okay.
I didn't open all my cheat sheets today. I don't know what's wrong.
No, I've got them here. Second. You wanna do that while I keep narrating here?
Yeah, keep narrating. I'll get that up.
Okay, so let's just go with the fact that, based on what I think I saw, Hank Savage and Dorothy Gale, Dot, you both got 1 success. So I think that you both spotted that the man in the center, sort of stocky man, when the African man said, make a deal, he was the one who the girl called Diego.
The one who was like, "What do you want with us anyway?"
Yeah, this guy here.
Yeah.
This guy. He sort of crossed his arms and looked down at the floor. Frustration. Sort of pursed his lips.
I
go
got it open. It's the stunts for observation are just getting extra information. Is it coming for me? Are there more of them close by? How do I get in, past, away?
Okay. So unfortunately, couldn't give you anything on that one, Marcus, but maybe next time.
It's okay.
Okay. So that's what you notice from that particular conversation.
As this starts, Dorothy kind of like Dot kind of shuffles forward and she's like, "Hey, awkward, but I really have to go to the bathroom." And she makes eye contact with the kid who got shushed by his mom. She's like, "Could you show me where it is, man?"
Oh, yeah, sure. Hold on for one sec. Mom, it's cool if I show her where the bathroom is? Yes, Benny, it's fine, he says.
"It's cool. We'll let the grown-ups talk," she says as she kind of like gives Benny a little wink
Mm-hmm.
and then follows him wherever he leads her.
But I'm hoping that the bathroom. Oh, actually, yeah. He says it's just across the way. We just have to go outside for a quick sec. He starts to wrap his face up with the goggles and rebreathe.
Okay, cool. Puts her helmet on.
Okay.
And then we go out.
He says, follow me.
You got it.
So he goes out the door. And sound of the wind. Now a little bit louder. Goes out the door. Makes a quick left. See him sort of move out through the left here.
Mhm.
To another door, this one here, which he opens and moves inside.
Follow him.
Cool. And then he shuts the door behind him. He then opens the door to the next room, takes his head wrap and goggles and rebreather off. You see a long corridor, which seems to terminate in a couple of benches here. And this seems to be some kind of a ready room. You see benches, you see crates. Let's see what else is in this room here. Moment. Yeah. You basically just, at this point in time, you just see some benches and crates with areas for people to potentially put on outside gear. Although there is nothing in this house that seems to indicate that. Benny just points to this door here. He says, that's the WC if you want to use it. I'll just wait out here.
Thank you. You are a lifesaver, dude. I'll just be a minute.
Alrighty.
And she'll go in. Close the door. She will use the bathroom. Well, this is mostly she just wanted to get this kid alone and talk to him, but this is her ruse. But she will use the bathroom. So if you want to go back to the others while she does that.
For certain. For certain. Thank you very much, Dot. So here we are back here in this room. Tucker, Savage, Murphy. I think at this point in time, since you now seem to know at least two, actually you know more than you actually know 3 members of one family, I think that they would probably introduce themselves. This individual stands up and he says, of course, my apologies for being so rude, since you are our saviors after all. Steps forward towards you, Tucker, offers you a hand, and he says, my name's Morgan Clark. Sorry, Morgan Park. This is my wife, Violet, and that young man who just ushered that young lady, that's my son, Benny.
Well, it's nice to meet you. My name is Beaucephus Tucker.
Oh, I dig your whole vibe here. Where are you from on Earth?
Well, I mean, I've also sort of been descended from those on Earth, but my great-grandpappy, Griffin Beaucephus Tucker, he was one of those earlier terraformers back in the very first days where Wayu was really starting on up. And so I just sort of carried on the family tradition of being born on the space station, going to school, getting all the right training, and then going off and making sure I could make a good name for the family legacy. Technically speaking, though, we hail from Cleveland, originally.
Cleveland? Wow.
Well, before that, somewhere down south. I believe it was Georgia. But as far as I remember, anybody I ever talked to that was alive only talked about Cleveland. Accent was just sort of part of it.
I'm sorry to say, I don't want to lie to you. I don't know where Cleveland is.
Let's just say that's where the accent come from then.
Oh, okay. I'm looking forward to finding out all about Cleveland when we get back.
Really good conversation about whether the accents would transfer to space or not.
Oh, I mean, I guess it depends on the heritage and how closely they would keep it that way.
Great grandma Josephine Tucker. Thickest accent.
Morgan says, "Listen, I know all about the importance of family here." He sort of shakes your hand. We all do, don't we? He smiles and looks over at the other three individuals who look very uncomfortable. He says that. Especially the one in the middle, Diego.
Y'all are part of the same family?
No, not in the least. But we do what's necessary to survive here.
Okay, fair enough then.
So yeah, maybe you would like to get a tour of the grounds before we head off in your cool spaceship. I mean, it's no. I'm sure. What kind of is it? A really big spaceship? What kind of a spaceship is it?
How many spaceships have you seen?
Well, there's just the one that. Well, it's not working anymore, but it's just ours. It's the one that we have.
Well, it's bigger than that.
Really?
Right? Isn't it?
Well, your
That's the one
SEV,
we landed in.
your SEV actually is smaller than the Bison class vehicle.
Okay.
But the Solovetsky Island itself is larger, and the Yanla is enormous.
Yeah. Think of it as a ship that carries ships. Ours is just the smallest size one to carry people rather than stuff.
I see. Well, full transparency, you're not the first folks to have come from off-world seen in the recent past.
Oh, really?
Right?
Who came before us?
It was a little less than a year ago, wasn't it, Violet? Violet sort of sits and she just nods. Yes, it was about a year ago. Strange crew landed. Didn't want really anything to do with us. They asked asked about our ship. We told them where it was, and he seems extremely nervous as he's talking about this.
Would you like to elaborate at all here? You're being very vague.
Violet sort of turns around in her chair and she says, "What my husband is trying to tell you is that these individuals were most likely fucking pirates. They were very heavily armed, and we didn't want any trouble. So we just told them what they wanted to know."
First of all, how do you know they were pirates?
They had a look about them. Very different from your look, I would say. A lot scruffier. A lot
Thank
nastier.
you. And did they take anything like a pirate would?
No, that was the weird thing, Violet says. They didn't take anything. They just wanted to know where something was. So we pointed them to it, and then they... well, they went to our ship. They did whatever the hell they wanted to do on our ship. Although the whole thing is fucked up from the start. I don't think the thing would get off the ground, to be honest. Then they just left. Strange, huh?
Was it something about your ship or just the ship in general?
I have no fucking clue, my friend. They simply wanted to know what the hell our ship was and where it came from.
Are you on edge because we presented a certain way or because this was somewhat recent?
This was a year ago. I can take a year, Violet says. Lots of things happen in it.
Insight check on that.
You could make a observation check.
Yeah, let's try that again. No ads because I'm mid-conversation interrogation.
Yeah, that's fine. Just straight on observation.
Fuck. All right, that's 2 panic.
Hate
Well,
to see.
2 stresses, yeah.
Ooh, dear. So, yeah. Go ahead and
Yeah.
roll that beautiful bean footage, Bo.
He does like him some beans.
Ooh.
Wow.
I'm
Yeah, something about this woman is making you real nervous. Not quite
I'm
sure
really
why.
But I'm not
really sorry to hear that, miss. And if there's anything we can do to alleviate the particular stresses that you're going under, we are amongst folks who believe that common courtesy is first and foremost part of the priority as we go about our very businesses, and we don't want anyone to feel harassed by pirates. But I would love to know more about what is going on here because it is perturbing to me, and I think my cohorts here, that something occurred that had no logging in our records. And if there was any sort of symbol or logo they might have had that would help you to identify them in the future, to know what to avoid, or perhaps for us to investigate more about who may have been causing you this upset and amount of trouble.
Talk real fast when you're scared, don't you?
I talk real fast all the time, baby girl. It's just part of who I am. I'm sorry.
I think, considering that
As long
Tucker
as he doesn't do everything fast.
Tucker is nicely done, Murphy. I think that just based on the fact that he is getting that sort of nervous tendency, that nervous twitch, right? I think Savage and Murphy, you're all going to go up with obviously a single stress point.
Yep.
I think at this point, probably Blatchman would probably step in and say, I am so very, very sorry. What my astute colleague is attempting to try to find out is if you are in danger in any way or shape, and we can potentially help you if these individuals were to come maybe again. They're pirates. We have a great deal of, and he sort of looks around at Murphy and Morgan. Murphy and Tucker, and then his eyes rest on Savage, and he goes, "Well, we have a Marine with us, or ex-Marine. I do apologize."
No, still a Marine. Yeah, we have security forces available to us if necessary. But you also said you could handle a year ago. So is there something more recent that's bothering you?
Oh no, I mean nothing more recent that I'm aware of, says Morgan, and then he looks over at Violet, who just sort of just dead eyes him. As this conversation is going on, you note that Emilia, Diego, and Danny, these three individuals here, have sort of walked away from the conversation and are talking amongst themselves at the dining room table. They seem to be not invested in this conversation whatsoever.
Murphy's going to make her way around the room just kind of casually.
Sure.
And then if it seems like the time is right, she's going to go ahead and sit down with them.
Okay. They all sort of look at you as you sit down at the table.
Is it all right if I sit here with you guys?
Suit
It's
yourself.
been kind of a long trip.
Suit yourself. It's fine, lady.
So what's the deal here anyway?
What did you mean?
Seems like there's a little disconnect here between y'all.
Diego looks at you and he says, let's just say, you don't always see the eye to eye. Is that how you say? Eye to eye? Amelia says, yeah, that's how you say it. Eye to eye. But I don't think it's anything that this nice lady would like to get involved with, don't you think? No, of course.
Oh, sweetheart. Please tell me. I've been so bored with these guys. Give me something to be alive for.
Make a... what should I do here? This is a tough one here. Should I make you have it, the information, or no? Yeah, that's fine. Go ahead and make a manipulation roll. 2 successes. All right. You want to bank
Damn.
Yeah.
one of them?
Yeah, I'll bank one.
Let me give you the stunts for that. Oop. My stunts macro is completely conked out, so I apologize. Sarah, you might have to be our stunts.
I got you. Manipulation stunts. Target doesn't demand return favor. does more than asked for or is impressed by you and will help later. Or
I'll
you can
bank
bet.
it for later. I'll just bank it for later. This time.
Okay. So Diego says to you, listen, lady, you got to keep this on the down low. I don't want any of those folks knowing what's going up, and not a good thing. We've been dealing with their shit for a long time. I'm not a fan. Not a fan, gotta say. Sister, brother, my other sister, we had to work with them. Goddamn, lady. If I had my way. And then he sort of whispers to you, Bella. He says, if I had my way, fucking have them in the ground. Emilia sort of puts her hand on top of Diego's hand. Says, stop. It's not right. Danny, who has been completely quiet and sort of like just sort of twiddling his thumbs, stands up and he says, I gotta get some air. Funny, right? And he grabs his goggles and his rebreather, and he says, I'll be in my pod if you need me, okay? So he stands up, walks out the door.
I hope I was not the cause of that stress.
Oh, no. That's just Danny being Danny. He's always been kind of a little bit of a... But, yeah, like I said, there's some... Those people, they... Stuff I would not like. They are not our friends. So whatever they tell you, believe them.
I understand that. Well, if you do feel like talking more about it, please. I would like to know what we're getting into. We've traveled a long way. I don't need surprises.
Scratch my back, we'll scratch yours.
Seems fair.
Let's shift the scene back to Dot, who I'm sure has done her ablutions at this point.
Oh, yes, she has. She finishes up, washes her hands, comes out, and instead of heading towards the door, she just comes over here and kind of flops down on this bench. It's just like, thank you. I needed that.
It's fine. It's fine.
To give it to me straight, how much does it suck living here?
I mean, it is what it is. I don't know any other way of living, to be honest.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean that you automatically love it. I mean, did they make you go down in the mines?
Oh no, we have Herbie for that.
Herbie? One guy goes down in the mines by himself?
Benny laughs. He says, no. Benny's not a... I mean, Herbie's not a guy. Shoot. That's right. You just got here. My bad. Herbie's a harvester.
Harvester?
Yeah. Oh, shoot.
I grew up in a mining colony and I have no idea what that is.
Yeah, well, I don't know what colony that is. Like, not ours, obviously.
No, it is very far. We spent 2 years in cryo to get out here, and it was even further away than that. So yeah,
Wow.
not here.
So, yeah. No, Herbie's our harvester. He's in the harvester warehouse. We keep him up in there. We don't have any room for him anywhere else, but he does the work, you know. That's why he was brought here along with all the other ones.
So wait, this place is 100 years old.
Oh
but
no,
it
like
had
super much older than that. Like my grandfather and my great grandfather have been working here for like a long time.
right,
That's
right.
what Dad says
Sorry.
anyway.
Yeah, no, it was like 100 years ago that we lost contact with you, or that you guys went off the grid or whatever. I don't suppose you have any idea what that's all about.
I'm I don't know what the hell you're saying.
Hey man, I don't know. People talk. I didn't know if maybe you heard somebody talking about something, or if there's like scary stories that you tell about why you guys don't communicate with the outside world anymore.
Well,
I don't know. This place has been here that long, and it has technology that means no humans have to go down in a mine, whereas I had to travel 2 years in cryo sleep to avoid going down in a mine.
yeah, I mean, whatever we need is like Herbie takes care of it, and then whatever it's hard to really talk to somebody who doesn't know how we do things around here, but I'll make it real simple. Herbie's a big harvester worm. You've never used harvester worms, right?
No.
Okay. Wow, that's weird. Anywho, so Herbie's like this big fucking worm, man, and like he goes down into the mines and he eats all the pendlantite and other shit, and then we harness him and bring him back up to the warehouse, and we use our restrainers on him, and then eventually he poops out all the pendlantite, and we use it in our mining facilities to process it. Like that's the way it's been. My mom and dad been telling me the way to do it, and so I think that's. Does this sound weird to you? I'm sorry, you're like 13 or
no,
something.
it's just I'm 14, technically 16 if you count the 2 years in cryo, but that's not the point. The point is that sounds like the coolest shit I have ever heard of. Can you show it to me?
Oh yeah, like Herbie's completely like restrained and probably asleep by now, but like you don't want to ever get near his chompy and like no way. Like he's kind of a monster. So yeah.
I want to see Herbie like right now. Can we go right now?
I don't know. Mom would probably tan my hide.
Yeah, whatever. The grown-ups are talking. They don't need us.
Listen, my mom sometimes could be a real.
Yeah, moms can be like that. I know.
I mean, like, it's got problems, but
What do you mean?
it's nothing. It's cool. Listen, you want to see Herbie?
Yes. Yes, I want to see Herbie right
Okay.
now.
Fuck it. Let's go.
Yes. Awesome. And she like grabs her helmet and screws it on immediately, ready to go.
Okay, but we have to get like back in before they notice we're gone, okay?
Dude, no worries. Nobody ever notices when I'm gone.
So, what I'm going to do is just because there is no interior map of Herbie's warehouse, what I am going to do, however, is bring you guys to the big Tontus Ravine map. Because I think that at this point, unless you have other predilections, both the Parks family and the Marino family, which is the family of the three, would be either of them would insist upon showcasing what here is in the Tontus Ravine. How does that sound for all of you?
I'm
Technically had
very
other
excited
questions I
for what's
wanted to.
happening right now.
We're gonna get to you in a second, actually.
No, I'm
Like-
I'm enjoying this adventure with Dot and what's his name?
Benny.
Benny.
I had other questions I wanted to ask.
I forgot
Benny,
I was actually
but
playing.
Dot is 14 and heard about the giant worm, and now that's the only thing that she wants to see. So mind blank. All of the questions she planned on asking him went when she heard about the giant worm.
Let me go ahead and do this, just so everybody is set on their. So I'm going to put the names of the tokens visible to you folks, so that you guys don't get your names mixed up, because there are 6 NPCs here, right? So people can. Anybody can get their names wrong, let alone I get mixed up. So that's what it is. So let me see if you guys can see, hopefully, their names now. Violet, Morgan, Tucker Savage, Amelia, Diego, and Danny Hula. And of course, our friend Tan Blatchman. Let's give Tan Blatchman a little bit of a round of applause.
Is he our Way You guy? Is he our company man?
He's not Way You. He's from the ICC. He's from the
ICC.
International Commerce.
Gotcha.
He's the guy who makes sure, like, from an accounting perspective, that everybody is on the up and up, and all the T's are crossed and I's are dotted, and everything is done by protocol. In fact, he was, if you remember from session 0, Tan Blatchman was actually the kind of guy who really didn't like Wayland-Yutani, because they kind of they didn't feel that that his protocols and aspersions about order were what they really gave a shit about. AU is not really about that kind of stuff. They really just care about what makes them money.
Fair.
Jurassic Park, that would be the blood-sucking lawyers.
Yes, correct. The blood-sucking lawyers. Well done. So we've got Morgan here, just as a recap, Violet, and Blatchman here.
I can't see anything.
Oh, you can't?
Mm-mm.
Where are you? You're here, right? Right there, Ben, right?
Well, I
Just
can
ping him.
see where my mini is, but
Oh, you don't have vision? My bad. Hold on.
no vision.
Let's check that. You do have vision. Why it doesn't seem like you can see? Maybe you want to refresh?
Let's refresh.
Refresh!
Roll 20's just messing with everyone tonight.
Julie, you can see, correct?
Mine's working.
Oh my God. Crazy. See, it's like one does.
Only one
and
at a
one
time.
does. Exactly. One does and one doesn't.
Okay, I thought we'd change maps, but
We did change maps.
No, not. Did we?
But no, we haven't. We changed maps to the actual, like, interiors. But we're going to
No,
change to
I
the
mean the
actual.
interior.
Yeah, so we're going to change really quickly to the Tontus Ravine itself, so I can showcase to you what the map of the entire area is and where is everything, right? Not just this little home, but everything around it. So let me move you guys now to the Tontus Ravine map. You can still
Wheel.
see. Can you guys all see the map?
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Can see map.
Looks like we had another redemption from Dragon 001300A. God, I love your name. It's amazing. And that is for Dot. That makes actually a lot of sense. Dot, let's assume that, like, you were in the ready room and you found something, like, while you were talking to Benny or something like that. So go ahead and roll me a D8. Let's see what you get.
7.
Oh, well.
Is it drugs?
I don't believe it's drugs, no.
I already
found a
found some
joint.
drugs.
Go actually, yeah. That would be. Why do I have other? Oh, okay. There we go. Roll me a D10.
3.
3. And then roll me a D4.
Wow, so many. So complex. 2.
Okay, so yeah, it makes sense actually. In the ready room, you just find a very old, maybe stale, you're not quite sure, old med kit, personal med kit.
Yeah, nice.
It's up to you if you want to take it from Benny's stash. It's up to him. It does seem to be sort of enabled for the family anyway, but who knows?
I don't really know him yet.
Yeah,
I'm
fair.
a scavenger by nature.
Scavenge away. So
Yep, I'll slip that into one of the pockets on my suit when he's not. paying
Totally
attention to
fair.
me.
Totally fair. So you folks all note as they tour you around the entirety of. Oh, a little bit more wind sound. The entirety of the Tontus Ravine, that there does seem to be. You guys are in sort of in this area over here, right?
Yeah, okay.
this does seem to be the Parks house. Over here is the Marino's house. And they point over here to this sort of like little smaller building, and that does seem to be where Danny seems to have excised himself from his own family and potentially is
Family
living.
drama.
Yeah, he doesn't like the drama. In the middle here is a control. It's what's called a control block. That's what they call it. And they note that there is a window on the back of the control block that you guys, as you sort of tour out into the main area, that does face the eastern section of the ravine. That seems to be where they saw you coming in. They point out that there are several other houses in the Tontus ravine. Over here is where their ore processing plant is for the actual raw ore that comes out of the mine. The mine itself, there's a giant fucking hole that seems to burrow its way, no pun intended, into the side of this canyon. You do see sort of small ring marks on the top and sides of the mines. It seems almost as if it was carved by some enormous monstrous worm. Who knows why it looks like that? Maybe the machines just look like that nowadays, right? Other buildings in the area, you see over here by the Parks house, there are 3 enormous water tanks. Next to that, the storage building where they keep all of their mining storage equipment, etc., etc., etc. Next to that is a building which Morgan Parks says to you is where they keep their harvester worm. What that means, you have no idea. And then a store for all of their storage. Over here, you see some glass buildings which seem to house plants and other foodstuffs. That's where they basically have their greenhouses over here. And you do spot as well a larger building up here on the side of the canyon wall. 2 buildings. One is called the field node, and one is the comms array. There seem to be several field nodes here. What those do, as Morgan Parks explains, is transform the energy from the solar farm, which you see high up above on the top of the ravine, as well as the mini mill field you see up above you. There are these tiny little, probably like 10-foot or 11-foot tall windmills that are utilizing the wind power of these massive gusts of blasting air and wind to churn up electrical power. So that, as well as the sun, the solar power, allow them for all of their power and their electricity. All around the base, all around the facility, are these tiny little nodes here, you may notice. These sort of pylons. And that, Morgan Parks explains, are pylons that power an electrical field. He explains that the electrical field is necessary because the indigenous life form of this planet is what he lovingly calls space locusts.
God.
Yep. Space locusts, folk.
It's very interstellar of them.
Oh boy.
Yep. He says that's the reason why we have the electrical fields, to make sure that the space locusts just don't ever come in our area of the world. It goes down every once in a while, but it's fine as long as we have the ability to get our generator working again. The electrical field is pretty consistent. Any questions, folks? Weren't there? Wait, he sort of counts. Where'd that little girl go?
They
She went
went
to
to
the
the
bathroom
bathroom.
with Betty.
Okay. Now, Chesterton Clark. It's been about an hour or so. I think you probably have heard all their conversations through the comms units. I don't know if you necessarily have the same video units as they did in Aliens, where you can actually see through their cameras on their suits. But yeah, what's your take on this? What's your take on all this?
Well, Chesterton has been busy a little bit. He's been taking a lot of notes on some of the analysis that he did on the dust when we first got here, which is very boring and not really interesting, but he's written it all down. Is it safe to say that I have access to maybe in my quarters some type of safe, like a locking cabinet or something like
Yeah,
that?
I would say so. That's fine.
Um, he's written down all these notes about some other analysis that are not consequential that he's done, and he's locked them in the safe with these other files. Um, uh, I have been listening the whole time, but I have not been interested at all. Chesterton has not been interested at all in what's happening out there. Uh, what I would like to do or have done is to actually go out of the ship
Okay.
and go to the comms array building and poke around a little bit and
Okay.
see what I can find. There is an extra suit, right?
Oh
like a
yeah, there are plenty of suits in the EVA section of this
Oh yeah, there was like
SAV.
that was the mind-boggling array of fancy equipment that blew Dot's mind.
Yeah, tons and tons of them. I would say
So
one at
if
least for each
possible-
person on the ship. So yeah, go
yeah, I
ahead.
mean, yeah, everybody was surprised that I was not going. So I assume they had a suit for me. So I would like to
hmm
suit up and mosey out of the ship and head in that direction,
Sure.
and to have been doing this while listening to the conversation quietly.
Okay, fair enough. So the ship itself was parked next to this massive Bison class spaceship, which you see is a derelict craft, probably like 30 or 40 meters away from you.
Oh, actually, can I adjust and instead of going to the comms array, go to that ship and
Absolutely.
see if there's an entry point?
Yeah, absolutely. There is an entry point. Absolutely.
So yeah, I'd like to go in and board that ship and see what I see.
Okay. So, since you guys have had a little time, let's give Marcus a little chance to shine here. So Chesterton, as you move outward into the dusty, windy plains, you see this massive spacecraft. On the side of it, it has stenciled in its derelict, just decrepit form. You see the words HMCSS Janku, Janku. Clearly, this ship is in no way, shape, or form space-worthy. It has holes in the side of the hull. It's got, its struts are sticking out of it. And it's just been essentially left, you assume, on its side to gather dust. But that said, you still can see that there is an airlock that you could potentially sort of pry open, or maybe even try to find a way of, if there's still power in this damn thing, of finding a way to open the door.
Yeah, is there an interface
Sure. Yeah.
near the airlock?
Yeah, there is.
I'm gonna touch the interface and see if I can get it to wake up and see if there's any sign of electrical life.
Yeah, you sort of
in it.
brush off all the dust. You see that as you touch it, there's like a flicker of electricity. So go ahead and make a Comtech roll. Hey, that's one success. That's all you needed, Mr. Clark.
Perfect.
So yeah, you see as you're able to sort of plug into the system and find the interface that enables you to open the door.
Nice.
The airlock opens. The interior of this ship is dusty and covered with grime. It's been here for a very long time, you assume. But the corridor itself, it's able to be traversed if you would like.
Yeah, I'm gonna look around and see if I see any kind of more advanced computer terminal that may give me some access to like ship data, ship logs.
Yeah, make an observation roll.
Dos.
Okay.
Boys.
So a couple of things that you do note here, Mr. Clark. First of all, there are signs that point you to central processing, which is where you assume that the main mother of this ship would store any information or materials or logs. Something else that you do notice as well, which is a little bit more disturbing, however, is that along the walls of this corridor, there is an unsettling amount of green sort of mucus? Slime? What do you want to do?
I think if we've gone back in time, at this point they're having the strange interaction between the others about her younger sister that I overhear, and Chesterton goes, that's suspicious, just to himself but out loud, and then he sees the slime and he goes, that's suspicious. I'm gonna continue on.
Okay. The door Iris is shut behind you, and the wind barely is heard at this point. Instead, it's just the interiors of this corridor.
Is it lit?
It is not, but you have a light on your suit. Able to pick your way through the long corridor to central processing. Every once in a while, strangest thing, Chesterton. You hear sort of the occasional sparks of what you could assume to be electrical currents that are still barely passing through this ship. But then there's this sort of weird tapping noise. Almost a skittering.
That's suspicious.
God damn it. I'm trying so hard, Marcus. That's suspicious. Chestburster jumps on you. That's suspicious. Egg laid down your throat. Chestburster pops out your chest. That's suspicious.
That's suspicious. Damn, we're in a tight spot.
Amazing. Okay. You do find what you, based on the sort of the unerringly similar shape between all mother stations, all mother capsules, rooms, whatever you want to call it, between constructed between I would say 2050 and, well, in this year 2185.
84.
Yeah. They're all relatively similar. I mean, just different variants of another. So you are able to find a very old, ancient, decrepit looking mother station.
Great. I'm going to go up to the station,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm going to type in a command which I assume I just know. Some basic mother commands. Would that be safe to say?
Yeah, sure. What do you say?
So I'm going to type in whatever the command is to retrieve data logs from the past year.
Okay. Make a comtech roll. Let's see what you get. 2
Nice.
successes. Chesterton.
Successes.
Do you want to use
Yours. Your stunts are
Yes, please, Sarah.
Okay, that's
Plus
going to be my
one
next
to-
question.
+1 to a later related roll. Don't need to overcome again. Do it in half the usual time. Discover new or unexpected information. Hide your tracks. Or show off. To yourself.
Yeah,
To yourself.
myself. I am going to use it on my next related roll.
Fair enough.
Bank that +1.
Cool.
Yes.
So you see, you type in the command to the mother of the HMCSS Janku, and fluently this computer, although it is an older model, certainly is able to provide you the logs for the last year. To be perfectly honest with you, the logs are pretty much non-existent. However, there is one log, the last of its kind in this particular log set, that seems to have been deleted. And the log that was deleted were the navigation logs of this ship. Specifically, the navigation logs that sent it here to this planet from Earth.
That's odd. Can I would like to attempt to recover the deleted log, the deleted file.
The navigation data has been wiped from its memory banks.
I would like to do a search for any ship recordings, like audio or video recordings, like the last audio or video recording.
Okay.
From the ship.
The last video recording was done. You search back like years and years and years and years and years. Like this ship has not been used in terms of its full use, right? Has not been used in about 185 years.
Didn't they say that these people in the ship came recently?
So no.
Am I making that up?
They said that the people who arrived on the planet and asked the Parkses and Marinos for something on their ship came a year ago. Which actually corroborates that story, because about a year ago, this navigation log, seems to have been completely wiped out.
That tracks.
Trying to decide if now is a time to share this with the rest of the team, because they don't know what I'm doing. I would like to, but I don't think Chesterton would.
Fair.
My agenda, my personal agenda, is kind of preventing me from being as open as I would like to be.
I like it.
Currently. Yeah, I think that's all I'd like to do here. I think that gives me the kind of the information that I was maybe hoping for. So I'm gonna not shut it down, but I'm just gonna turn around and walk back the way that I came and try to go back outside.
You click the button to shut down the log systems. The lines turn to a flat line and then turns into a single point, and then the lights go out in Mother. And then you hear from behind you, what do you do?
Wait, what do I hear from behind me?
We didn't hear anything.
We didn't hear anything.
I'm sorry, my microphone needs to be more sensitive. Let's see if I can make it more sensitive.
I, in cinematic style, slowly turn around.
You are brought through the vast waste of this planet across to the harvester kennel. You traipse through the dust and dirt, through the heavy winds that are here at the camp, brought there by Benny. And he presses a couple buttons on the door, looks around, makes sure that nobody's clocking you, and then you hear and the door slides open. He says, quick, get in.
Flip right in the door.
Beep, beep, beep. Door closes behind him. When you arrive in this space, which is absolutely massive, the actual kennel for the harvester is probably about 2 stories tall. The first thing that sort of hits you is not immediately the size, but the smell. There is a smell unlike anything that you have ever put into your olfactory senses before. It is a combination of the worst zoo detritus and offal, and sort of the most rank fruit and meats that have sort of combined into this just awful gastric sense that goes into your nose and into your brain.
She kind of like chokes inside her helmet for a second.
Oh yeah, that's right. Those helmets, they don't they filter the air.
They filter the air. I mean, actually, because I guess I'm assuming we can switch between whether we're using our oxygen or whether we're just using air filtration.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. So just kind of like.
Oh man, sorry. So yeah.
You know, I read once about this plant on Earth. It was really big. And it was some kind of flower, and it only bloomed like once every couple of years. And when it did, it had the most horrible smell. They called it a corpse flower, I think, or like a death flower or something like that. And I bet that's what it smelled like. Oh my God. How do you get used to that? Oh.
I mean, it is what it is. There's nothing to be done.
Oh, it's okay. It's okay. I used to wash my dad's socks. I can get through this. Okay.
So anyway, so this is the kennel. And yeah, there he is. You don't want to get too close, right? So, just do me a favor. And he walks over to the side of the storage shed, which is sort of like adjacent to the actual harvester kennel. It's sort of like built into the side of it. And he pulls out this long piece of metal, like a pipe. It's about 10 or 12 feet long. And he says, this is a zapper. We use it to, to make sure that he doesn't, get out of hand. And also when he comes back, it allows us to sort of put him back into the kennel.
I was going to ask how you control something as big as you say he is, so.
Yeah, there's like a few of them. And he points up on the wall, and there are 5 of these zappers.
Good to know. Is it heavy? Can I hold it?
Yeah. I guess you could. Here, just hold it by the big end. It's going to be really weird because it's going to be like a little tipsy. So yeah, you hold it there, and then I'll hold it up here.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's 2 of me, almost.
Yeah. Yeah, it's super long. It's like holding a super long pool net. Those.
Yeah.
So yeah, and he points over to this massive bulk that seems to be hiding almost, or hibernating in a perhaps self-dug hole or nest. See this just massive bulk of sort of wormy, slimy flesh, segmented flesh.
Is both the coolest and also possibly scariest thing I have ever seen.
Yeah, Herbie's like no joke. So you don't want to. He's been with my family for like a long, long time. Like a long time. So I don't know how old these things get, but like it would really suck if Herbie like bit it, because then we'd be out of business.
Well, I'm gonna go out on a limb and say he doesn't have any natural predators around here, so he's probably fine. But how'd they even get him here in the first place?
I asked my mom that same question, like when I was a little kid, and supposedly they brought a whole bunch of these things when they were like tiny, like about that big, like little baby larvae or some shit. And well, each of the families got one, but well, yeah, the merinos, theirs didn't really grow that much, so ours is the only one.
So is it just your two families here? That's it?
Yeah. What do you mean?
Well, I mean, 100 years ago, there were 1 million people living here.
What? What are you talking about?
I mean, I don't know if they were like all here in the mine, but
What the hell are you talking about? There's like there were never 1 million people here.
I mean, that's what the records they showed us said, was that there were 1 million people
No.
living
No.
here on this planet.
No,
like
no,
colonizing
no.
it,
Earth's
yeah.
got it all twisted. What the hell? It's all messed up. No, no, no.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I would not be surprised if they'd made that kind of mistake, but like between 1 million and 2 families, and like not to get weird or anything, but like, how do you guys have kids?
What are you talking about? My mom and dad had me.
Yeah, but like, who had them?
My grandfather.
Yeah, but like, if it's only your family and the Merino family, do you like marry each other? Or
No.
do you,
Well, I mean, no, well, look, we can do what we can do. Like, if we get along with each other, then we get along with each other. There's nothing wrong with that, right?
I guess not. I just never thought of.
Then he
Just-
he crosses his arms as you're sort of like trying to back your way out of this talk. He's like, I think we should like get back, right?
Hey, look, man, I'm sorry. This is super new to me. And when I got this assignment, I honestly had absolutely no idea what I was going to be doing. And clearly, I suck at it. So it's my first time out. I'm just trying to get to know you, dude.
Why?
Because you listen to me. You treat me like a grown-up. Sucks being the youngest.
I'm not the youngest.
No,
Oh.
I'm the youngest.
Oh, I mean
Mike.
here. I'm not the youngest here. Maya's the youngest here.
Who's Maya?
She's the youngest of the Merinos. She's out with Patrick. Old man Patrick. Stupid.
Who's old man Patrick?
He's Morgan's dad. He's got a real problem, that dude.
Really? What do you mean?
He's old. He's got all kinds of weird ideas about shit.
Like what? Humor me.
Manipulation roll, please, Dot.
Okay. Oh, that's a big old 0, so I just roll a straight empathy.
Yes, please.
It's not gonna go well for me. Nada.
Would you like to push the roll? That's an Yeah, that's a 0 successes. Oof.
Well, I've got a 2 in empathy.
I got you.
Fuck it. Why not?
So just push the manipulation, right?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's fine. So yeah, you're gonna need to hit
Just
the push.
hit the push button.
Hit the push button, and then it'll roll
says
empathy again. That's fine.
Type error TR is undefined.
Yeah, hit the push button. Maybe.
I'm getting an error when
Oh,
I
I see. So hit manipulation and then hit push, because I don't think you can push empathy, technically speaking. I think you can only push manipulation.
If I roll manipulation, will it roll my empathy?
Yes, because it'll roll your empathy plus your manipulation, but you
Okay,
still got
there
0.
we go.
So now
Alright, there we go.
roll
So now we
roll a
push.
push.
Still says undefined.
What the flip?
I'm
Oh,
just gonna give
man.
myself a point of stress and
And roll it again. I love it. Thank you very much, Sarah. I don't know what the hell's up with that.
Hey, it was worth it.
Okay, one
One
success.
success.
Very nice. So yeah, you sort of breathe in and out, give him the whole guilt idea, and he says, "Okay, look, you can't. Oh shit, this is real bad. Like you can't tell anybody I told you this, okay? Because things could go really sour. Okay?
Nobody listens to me anyway. It's fine. Well, Bo does, but
Look, I just want everyone to get along, okay? I just want
Okay.
everyone to get along. But my fucking family, they hate the Merinos.
Well, that Diego guy did seem kind of uptight.
Well,
but why do they hate him? Like, y'all are stuck here together.
I know. That's kind of the problem. Like a long time ago, there was really, really bad blood between Patrick, my grandfather,
Okay.
and Diego's dad, Jose. Like super bad blood. They accused each other of stealing like pendlantite and mining equipment and stuff like that. This was a long, long time ago where there were more people here. I remember we would go and visit our neighbors and they actually had the same kind of outfits, but now I don't know. There's just like no one around.
So there were more people, just not a million.
Yeah, but I mean, there's all kinds of crazy, harmful shit on this planet. There's the fucking sandstorms, and there's the fucking space locusts, and then there's the leggy snakes, and there's all kinds of crazy shit on this planet. So I don't want to like say that there's a whole bunch of people out there when they could all be fucking dead.
Space locusts and leggy snakes?
Yeah, leggy snakes. That's what
So like
that's what my dad calls them. Anyway.
snakes with legs?
You're super smart. Yeah, they're leggy
I guess.
snakes. Yeah, but you don't want to get near them because then they'll like. I mean, we have some antidote, but if they bite you, they'll make you real sick, like super sick, like you could die.
Noted. Don't get bit by a leggy snake. On it.
Super bad.
So when you say neighbors, do you mean like here in the canyon, or that there were like other mining outfits around?
No, there
and
haven't
this is
been
just, like,
any.
your-
Yeah, no, there haven't been any like people here in Tontis for like a long, long time. But there were people in other parts of the planet. Like there used to be
Okay.
like a lot. My mom said there used to be like thousands of people, but now like over time, the weather, things,
Hmm.
people left too. They just couldn't take it here anymore.
Where would they go?
Fuck
How
if-
did they leave?
Fuck, I don't know. Probably how they got here.
Weird. So like, what do you do with the pentatite if you're not trading it with anybody? Like, what's do you just mine because that's what you do?
Well, yeah, we've always done it for like years and years and years. More and more people, well, they just don't show up anymore. But people would show up and trade pendlantite for, well, what they were selling, but now it's just a matter of just doing what we've always done. Hopefully,
Huh.
maybe someone will come by and then we can sell the pendlantite and things better around here. But we get a whole shit ton of it.
Yeah, I imagine.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. They sent us out here to look for lost colonies. I guess I wasn't expecting you to, well, be here, really, but you are here and there's like an economy and trade and stuff. Like you traded with people from other planets. That's
Yeah.
kind of got your whole thing going on out here. That's cool.
So, like, listen, you're old enough to know like when things are right and wrong. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna go out on
Not
a
five.
I'm going to go out on a limb here, and I'm just going to trust you for a sec, because who knows? We may be getting off this planet because of you. But let me say this outright. The fucking Merinos, they have it out for us. They're like, after what happened with my granddad and Jose all those years ago, they want us dead. I am almost positive. Like, they want us to die. They're just looking for the right time and reason.
That's fucked up.
Fucked up, right? So, shit. This is so rough. This is so rough. I don't want to tell you. This is fucked up. No, I'm not sure. So,
How about I tell you something fucked up, and then you tell me?
fine. Go ahead.
Okay. So I grew up in a mining colony, very different from this one. We didn't have Herbies. We had people, lots and lots of people. But unlike how you guys need to keep Herbie alive, Keller didn't exactly feel the same way about us.
Who's Keller?
The corp that we worked for, the company. We didn't. I guess you guys kind of like own this mine.
Yeah.
It's yours. Yeah, we worked for credit, for money, for currency.
Fucking weird. All right, go ahead.
Well, my parents, they indentured themselves to Keller, basically meaning that Keller paid to transport them out to the colony, and then they had to work a certain amount of time to pay off that travel.
That's
and
fucked up.
And no matter what, every time that they got close to cashing out their time and actually being free, they'd change the rules. They would change what their work was worth. They would say that certain work didn't count because it was over a certain amount of time in a week. And so it was like we were stuck there. And I was getting older. And then there was the accident. And so
What accident?
what accident? There were a lot of accidents, but there was a collapse in one of the tunnels, and my dad didn't make it out.
Oh shit.
And then it was just me and my mom, and she wasn't doing so great because the equipment they gave us was nowhere near as nice as what I'm wearing right now, and they, like I said, they didn't care about us. So she wasn't doing great, and I was getting closer and closer to turning 15, which was when I would be old enough to start working off their debt. And she didn't want that for me. So my uncle works for another organization, corp, whatever. I'm sure they're every bit as fucking horrible as Keller, but at least they weren't going to send me into a mine to die. So he snuck me off of the colony and got me this job, and here I am. Knee deep in a bunch of shit that I know absolutely nothing about. And my mom is dying, dead. I don't know. I was in cryo for 2 years. I don't know when I'll find out what happened to her. So
Yeah.
it's pretty fucked up, right? What people will do to each other.
I'm sorry. Like, I am super sorry to hear all that shit. I think there's one thing that that people like you and like me and like, I guess, my family and the Merinos and all the people who came on your ship, if there's one thing that all of us have in common, is that we're all subject to horrible things.
All I know is if I find some place out here that seems nice, I'm fucking staying.
I don't think this is it.
It's a little dusty.
You have no idea. You just wait. So, okay, yeah, that was pretty fucked up. So, okay, you've earned this. I think my mom is having an affair.
With?
Danny Marino. Yeah, he's like super young. He's like my
Ah.
age. So dumb, right?
Yeah. Ugh,
It's fine.
people are so stupid.
Yeah, I know. Well, whatever. I guess my dad doesn't do it for her anymore, right?
I mean, it's not a lot of people here. Not
Yeah.
a lot of choices, but it's still, yeah, that's...
It's weird to be
You're right,
fucking
pretty
like the
fucked up.
wife of your worst enemy, right? Yes.
Yeah.
I
Weird.
guess that's how they roll. Whatever. Anywho,
I'm sorry, man. That's,
nah, it's cool. Don't worry about it. Listen,
that's some weird family shit.
nah, it's fine. Listen, Herbie is Herbie, right? So there you go. You saw Herbie. Should we get the fuck out of here? Like this is
I cannot stand the smell for another moment.
no,
Just please, let's go.
I get it. And then with that, beep, he opens the door. You just hear from behind you.
Ugh, that sound makes all the hairs on the back of Dot's neck just go.
And then beep. And I think that's where we're going to take our break. When we come back, we'll get back into Murphy and Savage and Tucker and what the hell they are doing and their little tour. Maybe we'll get back to Clark and find out what happened to him, but maybe later. So,
That's alarming.
yes.
The suspense.
Indeed. All right. So with that, I think we'll take a break. We'll get back here in like 2, 3, maybe 5 minutes. Don't go anywhere. More Alien RPG after this. All right, we're back. So
Dum, dum.
we're back. Tucker, Savage, Murphy. You are taking a little tour of the facility given by Morgan Parks and his wife Violet. So we're sort of maybe like 10 or 15 meters behind you are the Marinos, all three of them. As before, they are all wearing that same sort of rags around their face and arms and body. Sort of jerry-rigged with armor plating, as well as goggles and a rebreather unit. And as before, they are armed, or at least 2 of them are armed. Morgan is armed, and Amelia is armed. As Morgan sort of shows you around and sort of points to various facilities within the ravine, he then brings you back to the main control block and says, "Well, now that you've all folks have seen the place, where is it that your ship is?"
We parked up a ramp and outside, right?
Oh,
we were
yeah.
just away from the facility. Oh, not that far.
Oh, okay. Is
Hop,
that
skip, and a jump.
he points to your tractor, Tucker. He says, "Is that your tractor?"
Oh, I mean, Trina's more of a life partner to me, really. She was there before most people were in my life and before some of the friends that I ever made. Just not necessarily this Trina. It's more of a continuation and appreciation of where I came from. I like to think of us as teammates more than necessarily a thing that belongs to me.
But we have one too.
Yeah, but she ain't Trina.
Oh, I know. He points to the vehicle bay down in the south. He says, "That's where we store it."
Oh, you mean? Oh, well, I'm sure she could take a little nap while we're walking around on our feet here.
Oh,
unless
I
we're
don't-
going further away.
No, we don't have any. Sorry, the tractor your tractor won't fit in the bay. There's no room. Sorry,
Why can't you fit 2 tractors in there?
because there's not enough room for 2 tractors. We have room for a tractor and a sled. That's pretty much it. Sorry.
Well, that's disappointing. I suppose she'll get a little nick and scratch on her paint job with this sand out here, but that's all right. What is it y'all mine here again? Remind me?
Yeah, we mine a variety of things from the mine. Chromium, mostly pendlantite, though.
And would Tucker know what pendlantite is?
Yeah, I think that you would without any kind of roll. Pendlantite is an ore that, for the most part, is used to make like nickel,
Okay.
which is nickel plated anything. Obviously, extremely valuable.
Is there need for nickel in the current sort of time frame and sphere of where we are in the
Sure.
Aliensverse?
I would say so. Yeah.
And have you been? What have you been doing with everything that you've been sort of collecting and mining whilst you're here all alone for all this time?
I mean, we're storing it for the most part. We used to have a lot more call for it, to be perfectly honest. My wife and I were shoving them away with, with whatever we could. But now there's really not that many people dropping by.
Well, hopefully we aim to fix that, and perhaps we can take some with us as proof of your absolute diligence here.
Yeah, I mean, look, to be perfectly honest, pendlantite. Yeah, I don't know how much room you have on your ship. To be perfectly honest, I think we would just prefer to start fresh. Start fresh. Danny Marino, you see him sort of step out from his pod. He opens the door. You see a man, clearly Danny's same size, same build, putting on his goggles, rebreather, and he sort of waves, and Diego just sort of does that. Danny's like raises his hand, like, what? And Diego just does this.
Like
He just
stay away.
Yeah, he says, just go back inside. Danny sort of just goes, all right. And he sort of shrugs, and the door closes in his pod.
What do you mean start fresh, specifically?
Yeah, I mean, there's no real need to bring like hundreds of tons of pendlantite. There's no way that your ship is going to take that.
I mean, I don't necessarily know all these things. I'm just there to sort of prospect it. I'm not there to gauge the nature of how much is necessary to accomplish certain tasks. I'm just trying to make sure that we can get you some money and keep things flowing now that we know that you're not, as we were sent, a lost colony. And that some of you are doing all right, although it seems a little terse, if I may be blunt. It seems like you've got some history there that you were sort of talking about. And honestly, maybe more people here could make it a little bit easier on everybody's tensions.
Morgan puts his arm around your shoulder, Tucker, and he says, hey, listen, it's between you, me, and the lamppost. We don't need those fucking Marinos coming where we're going.
I see. And where is it you're going to be going without the Marinos, exactly?
Anywhere but here, man.
Tucker has no idea what to say to that. Just sort of frowns and nods very sagely.
Rescuing people is in our MO.
Yeah. Who are we rescuing? There seems to be beef on both sides here.
He says, now listen,
Dirty.
I can cut you a sweet, sweet deal. You people, you look like the kind of people who would probably go for more lucrative deal than what you've got going on here with whoever the hell you sent to come and get us, right?
I mean, that sounds absolutely lovely, but if we're supposed to prospect a whole bunch of places and assess the needs of these things, that may be handled by finer hands and minds. I'm not sure.
You can prospect the
exactly
hell
what-
out of anything that's left here by your lonesome, man. I just wanted to get the hell off the planet with my wife and kid.
I'm sure I can kick that can up the chain of command a little bit and see if there's something I can do with it necessarily.
They still have money back on Earth?
We've been known to place bets on a few horses now and then, if you know what I mean.
Well, how does $45,000 sound to you?
I could build you an entire nickel-plated garage for a second tractor.
That sounds like a yes to me, my friend. So here's the deal. There's a place that only I and someone in the Parks family have access to in the basement. We just call it the vault. A lot of stuff down there, to be honest. There's a lot of money. There's a lot of gems. All I'm asking is that you help me get my family off this fucking rock. You'll be $45,000 richer. Oh, and one thing.
Yeah,
Yeah, we gotta make sure they don't come.
there it is. Matthew,
There it is.
above table, what
Mhm.
exactly is the likelihood in Bo's limited political navigation that something like this could even be achievable?
Anything's achievable with the right amount of time and effort.
Proper application of force.
Hell yeah.
I think we could inspect that potential opportunity, and I appreciate the ability to potentially refurbish my own dear loving tractor here, in exchange for making sure that there is a bump up the flat list, if you will. I mean, I can try anyway. I can't promise it. I'm just really good at driving. I'm not really good at all this politicking and baby kissing and handshake and stuff.
I'm not asking for any of that.
Well, then continue on with our routine inspection.
Good man. He sort of comes off your shoulder and sort of walks over to Murphy, Savage, and the rest of them, holds his hands out and says, I think our tour's done. Unless y'all have anything else you want to look at.
Is there something wrong with your comms array? We tried to contact you guys from orbit, didn't get nothing back.
Oh, we didn't know who you were. So, sorry for the radio silence. We thought you may have been one of those pirate ships, so didn't want to loose the goose, so to speak. You know what I mean? So, my apologies. Profuse apologies. Comms work fine. At least now.
That's suspicious.
So, what was it precisely that the pirates were after on your ship?
Yeah, they never told us. They basically said, just tell us where your ship is and we'll go away.
Is it possible we could go inspect the ship and find out for ourselves, perhaps compare to other notes and records we have of your logged activities up until then?
I mean, it's up to you. You guys
That
want to
would be
start
lovely.
touring around the place, it's fine. Just sure that you watch out for the things that... There's things around here that don't react well to bullets. Sorry, I had to use that.
I mean, neither does my spacesuit. What's your fucking point? Could you describe what these bullet-resistant problems
No,
are?
I was
so know
making a
what the
joke.
hell
It's
I'm looking
it's a
for?
line from like a seriously old movie that I remember watching when I was a little kid, and I don't think they have it anymore. It's on Betamax or something like that. But yeah, it's called The Hunt for Red October. No, sorry.
Yes.
Okay.
The Hunt for
No,
Red
oh, I
October.
got the quote.
Oh no, this is what this guy is saying.
Okay.
He's actually saying this. It's like, I'm sorry, I was making a really bad reference. I apologize. No, there are indigenous life forms to this planet that are horrible, like the space locusts, for example. But luckily, we have the the
Yeah,
field.
could you talk more about those space locusts?
What about them?
Anything?
You
Maybe
don't?
like
Yeah.
how big are they?
Yeah,
Like, these electrical fences. Do they keep them away?
About
Are
that
they like Yeah, but do they feed on like organic materials or non-organic materials, compounds? What exactly is this electrical fence doing to keep them away? And if possible, God forbid this electrical fence goes down, and perhaps like your comms that magically just came back to life. If there was to be any sort of discrepancy in the electricity,
Yeah.
what the hell would happen
We-
between your various units here in the control block and the actual field work?
Yeah, well, to answer those kind of rapid assortment of questions, number one, the space locusts, yeah, they'll eat anything that's kind of living and breathing and out in the open.
Great.
Yeah, they'll strip the paint off of anything, anything organic. Yeah, you don't want to be outside at all. Technically speaking, if they sense that there's something organic within a small barrier, they'll eat right through the barrier to get at it. But that's why we have, and then he sort of pounds on the side of the house. That's why we got these. They lasted for 150 years, so they're fine now. To answer your second question, have there been any issues with the electrical field? Once in a while, a pylon will go down. We'll go out and repair it, but that's why we have the sensors over in the central block to determine if that's the case. They'll let us know sooner rather than later if that happens.
Are these locusts on a cycle like locusts of old? Is there a pattern to it at certain times of year,
Nah.
like following the weather, following the dust storms here?
Nah, they just come whenever they want.
Fantastic. I mean, I don't know about you all, but I think those are the pertinent questions to me before we continue inspecting the rest of the things that we were sent down here to look at and assess. Carry on to the ship, then.
To the ship.
Anything from you, miss? Points at Murphy.
Well, if you guys have the ship covered, I don't feel the need to go over there. Hang out back here. Is everybody going?
The Marinos sort of look at you and they say, "No, we're not going."
I don't see the need for all of us to go. I'll stay back here. You guys go.
Okay. So
All right, Savage, I guess it's you and me then.
Sounds good.
Where did the kid run off to?
I have successfully split this party in 3 fucking ways.
Well, I mean,
Nothing a DM
4.
loves more.
Marcus and I just kind of split ourselves.
Say 1, 2, actually technically 4.
Yeah,
4.
Yeah.
4 ways.
Mhm. You're welcome.
Yeah.
This is a
with a chance to reconverge, though.
It's a DM's wet dream.
He's gonna murder everybody on the first mission and start over on mission
It's fine.
2.
It's fine. We can always start over in any mission I want.
I
There
will
are-
gladly be a Hatfield if I die.
Plenty of NPCs. Plenty. Backups, NPCs. There's so many. It just means that Maeve has to do more art, which means that she gets paid. So, hey, win-win.
Win for everybody.
That
And we
said,
appreciate Maeve for that.
hell yes, Maeve, our consummate artist. Thank you so much, Maeve. Let's flip. It's Matt's wallet. Thank you, Maeve. It's my wallet. Indeed. I have to consider that. Like, do I want to kill these people? Because then I have to pay for it. Ugh, that's fine. It is what it is.
Wait, DM suffers consequences for character
Just
death?
remember,
This
if you
is a
kill
new
the
twist.
if you kill the thorough character, you're stuck with the joke characters.
See, there's a win-win to the art, because the art's so fucking good. So it doesn't matter if you die and we get a new character, because the art's so good. So I don't mind. I don't mind paying for it. Speaking of dying, hey, so Chesterton, let's talk about.
What a transition.
Perfect segue.
You're very welcome. Let's talk about what just happened as we transition away from this tour de force of this area to what is going on in your neck. So you hear this sort of skittering behind you. Turn slow. Chair swivels. The corridor behind you, aside from a glop of slime right in the middle of it, streaking the middle of it, like some kind of horrible snail trail.
What? What's empty? Wait, I don't understand. I'm sorry.
The corridor. It's
Oh, the corridor is empty. Okay.
empty.
Chesterton kind of looks around, visibly unsettled, more so than usual. And he walks down the corridor
Okay.
quickly.
You quickly walk down the corridor, and I'd like. What's your observation score?
It's a total of 8.
Oh shit. Okay. I think that you would spy something hanging from the ceiling which looks sort of like a water balloon. Second. And you're like, "Huh. What the?" And then that water balloon sort of undulates and moves and shifts, and you see it sort of, and it all of a sudden you see like all these sort of centipede-like legs emit from it. A head curls in your direction, and as it does so, an eyeless face opens a massive jaw, and little cobra hood flaps pop out, and it launches itself at you. Let's get into initiative. Just you and this leggy snake.
R.I.P. Chesterton. You were fun.
Oh,
That was due to Australis Play's Shit Goes Sideways spend of 9,500 Slices and Dice points. You're very welcome,
Nice.
Australis Plays. I was gonna spare him, but then the chat went, nah.
No, kill him. Oh, God damn it, hero.
well
Sorry,
played.
you can catch.
All right, so let's go into initiative. Just go ahead and roll your D10. I'll roll for this horrible leggy snake.
Oh, great. 2.
That's actually good. You want a lower score on your initiative.
Oh, right. This is opposite.
1, 10. It gets a 3, so you get to go first. What do you want to
Great.
do? You have found a piece of gear almost immediately because Zocker, Zocker from chat has redeemed a random piece of gear. So we'll see what comes of it in this turn.
Just in time.
Don't you mean I found a random piece of gear on his dead body?
Oh, jeez. Nice, Ben.
You're welcome.
No hope.
It's pretty messed up. Okay, let's go ahead and...
It's going to be drugs.
It may be drugs. It may, in fact, be drugs. That may not help you. Go ahead and roll me a D8.
If it's an X-Stim, it might.
Boy, I found a nuke.
7.
7.
Tactical smart nuke.
Yes. Go ahead and roll on D10.
6.
Okay, and then let me go to my other table. That's it. Fuck. My fault. Give me a second here. Tables. There it goes. And then roll me a strangely enough, a D9.
8.
Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You find a like you sort of roll to the side and bang yourself into the corridor's wall, and something sort of loose pops off the wall and rolls onto the floor, and you clock it as an M316 motion tracker that was somehow or other glued to the wall with some kind of just viscous mucus.
Great.
This is the upgraded model of the motion tracker, by the way. It's like a handheld motion tracker. It's very light, and you can use it to view medium-range objects indoors. But that's neither here nor there. What do you want to
I
do?
have a feeling I won't.
What do you want to do here?
So this is my first combat.
Okay.
So I don't know what my options are. I don't have anything.
Oh.
I don't think.
Okay. So if you have no weapons, that's totally fine. You can still use close combat. right? To grab
Okay.
something and bash the hell out of it. You will probably not do a whole lot of damage, since base damage is 1 for close combat rolls.
You could also run the fuck away.
You could also run the fuck away.
I will
Well-
pull up my combat actions cheat sheet and give you a base idea of what you got,
Great.
if that helps you.
Thank you,
That
Sarah.
was
So-
funny.
You get a slow action and a fast action in each turn.
Right.
And we have kind of homebrewed that you can move within your zone for free. So slow actions are crawling if you're prone, making it any kind of attack, close combat, firearm, whatever, reloading, first aid, stopping panic, giving orders, persuade, get in a spacesuit or start an engine. Fast actions include running, moving through a door, getting up, drawing a weapon, blocking an attack, picking up an item, shoving, grappling, retreating, aiming, seeking cover, assume overwatch, grab the wheel, drive, enter, exit a vehicle, or use item. You can also choose to take 2 fast actions, foregoing a slow. You can also hang on to a fast action if you want to use it to seek cover or fight back.
So
Or block
Crying
an
is a
attack.
free action.
there's a lot of
block it, or
crying
try
is
to block an
100%.
attack.
It always will
Yes,
be a
crying
free
is
action. So, Marcus, tell me what it is that you want to do, and I'll give you the action economy that's appropriate.
Great. Chesterton definitely is going to run.
Good.
But from what I understand, this leggy snake is in front of me.
It
And
has
the
launched
control
itself at you,
room
yes. And the
is
control room
behind
is
me.
behind you. That's correct.
How large is this thing? Like, can I run forward and try to
About
move
a
out of the way?
It's about 1.5 feet long.
Okay. No, Chesterton's going to turn and run back towards the comm room.
Okay. What is your speed?
It's a great question.
Have one?
So the speed of someone, in terms of how many feet they can run, is, from what I understand, it's one zone. But are you going to go one zone and then 2 zones? Because I would say the corridor is 1 zone, right? And then the mother room is 2 zones. So are you going to use both of your actions to run down the corridor, back where you came, and then back into the mother room?
Yes,
Cool. Okay, so you're using both of your actions to just run the fuck away.
correct.
Got it. Okay. Fair enough. So, with that, that's your turn. It is now the creature's turn. The creature, you hear a sort of a wet splat, and then this horrible sort of almost human screech. And its speed is relatively slow compared to a human at full tilt. But you do see it sort of peeking its head into the mother comm room. And you see it opens its mouth, and like a flicker of something comes out of its mouth, like almost like that of an actual reptile, but instead of a forked tongue, it's literally a head that looks just like it, except it's sideways, and it comes out and sort of tests the air, jitters for a second, and then goes right back inside its mouth, as if it's sensing for you. And then begins to walk on these crab-like legs, these centipede-like legs in your direction. Back to you. What do you want to do?
I want to look around and get a feel for what this room is. Am I at an end of the road, kind of?
Unfortunately,
situation?
yes. Unfortunately, the mother room is an octagonal sort of cul-de-sac, for the most part.
Are there any vents or any kind of? I'm looking for an escape route.
Yeah, make an observation roll.
I love observation rolls. Oh, the pop-up. Hang on.
One success.
One success.
You do notice that there is a vent. The vent, however, is on the ceiling.
How tall is that?
The ceiling's about 10 feet tall.
Okay. Is it open or is it grated?
It is a grated vent.
Okay. Is there anywhere to hide, or is it just a console in the middle of this octagonal room?
Unfortunately, yes. Most mother rooms are extremely open plan. It is just the console, the chair in front of it, and rows and rows and rows of blinking lights that are now extinguished because Mother is off.
Is there a door to
There
this room from the corridor?
There is a door. It is currently open.
And where is the this creature in relation to the door? Is it
It's-
past the threshold?
It is not yet past the threshold of the door. It's sort of peeking its head into that room from where the door is.
Can I reach the console?
Yes, you can.
Can I type in a command to close that door?
I would say so, yes. Go ahead and make a Comtech roll. I'll say this is a slow action. One success.
One success.
Beep. The door shuts. Let me see if
Does it
Let me does it
cut the stick?
I'm gonna have it make a mobility roll to see if wow, it has a mobility of 10? Fuck.
Okay.
It's fast as shit, guys. So it can make a mobility roll. If it gets one success, it will dodge out of the way of the door. If it gets no successes, it cannot push. It will get chopped in half by the door. 3 successes? Holy shit.
Damn.
Yeah. It senses as soon as the door begins to close, even though it's extremely swift, and you just hear it go, "Yak!" and it retracts itself from the door as the door shuts.
But now it's on the other side of the door.
It is
That's better.
better, for sure. I'm going to go ahead and say that this entire situation, Clark, has given you a point of stress.
That's fair.
Actually, generally the first time that you see one of these, like any
Fair. Exactly. You
monster
see a new
that wants
alien.
to kill you, it usually
get a
gives you a
points
point
of
of
stress.
stress.
That is 100% accurate.
Can I take this opportunity to alert the rest of the team?
Sure. What do you say?
As to
You're still
what's
on
happening?
comms with them.
Hello.
Sorry. Hello.
Can anyone hear me?
Tan Blatchman. Do you hear his voice? Yes. Go for Blatchman.
We have what I might describe as a little bit of a problem here on the other ship. Over.
Dr. Clark?
He's yes.
Is there a problem on the SUV?
I am currently aboard the HMSS. What is it called? Janku. And we have an issue.
You all hearing this? Blatchman says to you all.
What
Tucker,
kind of issue?
Tucker Murphy and Savage, yeah.
Well,
Kind
there
of
appears to
stop
be,
walking wherever I
there
am.
appears to be some type of creature, and I might be a little trapped.
Trapped is great. Not
Dot will
great.
pop on and say, what kind of creature?
Kind of like a large snake with legs, with another large snake inside of it.
Oh,
I'm
leggy
sorry,
snake.
what?
And you hear Doc go, oh, leggy snake. Those are poisonous as shit. Don't let it bite you.
Thanks. Well, I'm locked in this room, and it's on the other side, but I could probably use some help. Over.
Come on, Tucker. It's time for a bug hunt.
Oh, well, here we go. And I'm going to unsheath the maintenance jack and just start spinning it around a little bit, try and find whether the slightly jagged edge or the blunt edge is the right one to use.
Cool beans.
Bella, are you armed?
Nope.
I think Bella actually stayed with the Merinos, too.
Yes. That.
Dot just comes out. She's like, I am not armed and not going anywhere near that fucking thing. Don't get bit. Have fun. Bye.
I kind of look at the Merinos. So it sounds like our buddy's in a bit of a pickle here, and
Who?
found we have a scientist friend who had stayed back on our ship, but apparently he did the scientist thing and got curious and went onto your ship. And now he's trapped in a room with a snake-like creature that has legs.
Correction, I'm trapped in a room, not with a snake that has legs.
Trapped on the ship, other side of the door is the snake with legs thing.
Correct. Over.
Diego sort of nods. He says, "Oh yeah, leggy snake."
Yeah. So how do we make said leggy snake not be so leggy
Fucking
and
run.
in the way?
Just don't go near the fucking things, man. Think he's
How
trapped
do
on
you
the
kill
ship?
it?
Shoot it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fuck.
Unfortunately,
ship.
some of those things aren't standard.
He turns to Amelia and she says, "I only have one card. Morgan's out with them. I can't get in." Diego says, "Your friend is fucked. No offense. Unless he's got, like, guns or weapons or some shit, he's fucked. We got weapons, but they're down in the vault."
Where's their ship at? Is it here in the
Who's got-
compound or is it up by ours?
Your knowledge is that their ship, right, is the one that is that massive bison ship that you parked near your SEV, right? The Dudge flew down and parked next to that ship. But it was a derelict ship. You guys took your tractor down the ramp from that ship into the ravine. So it's about 400 meters from where you are.
Come on, Tucker, road trip.
Well, let's get back at it. And we'll throw Trina into gear and take her up the hill and hoof
Okay.
it on over there.
All right. So you guys jump into Trina. Trina, the tractor revs up, and you are able to motor up the ravine causeway towards the ramp. I would say top speed of the tractor is about 30, 40 miles an hour, right? It's probably not
I think so.
enormously fast, something like that. In kilometers, I think it's about 30 or 40 miles an hour. So
Unless I could roll to try and push
Still
it a
get your
little
400
faster.
meters pretty fucking
Yeah.
fast.
yeah. I think you probably get up 400 meters in about a minute or two.
So how many rounds?
So that's a round is 10 seconds, thereabouts. So in about 10,
24 rounds.
I would say about 10 rounds.
Okay.
About 10 rounds. But of course, if nobody's doing anything, then we're literally going at the speed of
Yep.
what we're saying here, right? So 10 rounds, 2 minutes. Is anybody doing anything to slow down time, to do anything else during this time period?
Yes.
What are you doing?
So I'm going to turn to the Marinos. So this vault, can we get into this vault? Can we get in there and get some weapons and things so we can...
There's 2 cards,
What do you
lady.
think, so?
There's 2 cards. I got none, but my sister here has one, and fucking Morgan has one.
Okay, so, sister, shall we?
No, you don't understand. It takes 2 cards to open the fucking door.
You'd have both to open the door?
Yeah. Actually,
Why?
let me fact check that. Give me 1 second. Fact check the vault.
So they can't steal from each other. They got to go in together.
The vault. Access to the vault requires 2 key cards to be used simultaneously.
Okay, and who has the other one?
Well, there's 3. My sister got one. Morgan got one. Oh, fuck. Amelia says, Danny has one too.
Okay, and so you just need 2 to access it?
Yeah, 2.
Okay, and Danny's where? At his pod?
Yeah, he's fucking wasting away, doing all kinds of crazy shit in his pod again.
Okay, so let's go get Danny and let's go get some weapons.
Fucking puñeta. And he stands up
Very,
from...
very sweet words. I appreciate it. Thank you.
He stands up and He grabs his gear, wraps his head. Amelia does the same. She puts her goggles and rebreather on, and you all move over to open to Danny's pod. That would take you about a minute just to walk over there. Okay? So we're timing this out pretty cleanly here. Danny's pod is when you open the door, it's a mess. I'm not gonna lie. It looks like this guy has not cleaned up in a very, very long time. Maybe he has some kind of issue with cleanliness or whatever the hell, but he does not seem to be the kind of guy who likes cleaning his room ever. So you walk in, and there's sort of a bit of a mildew problem going on. You see piles of laundry and busted dishes, foodstuffs, and he's on his bed. And as his brother and sister walk in the door with you, he pulls out the rags. I should say, Diego pulls off the rags, pulls off his rebreather and goggles, and he says, "Danny, wake up, fucker. We got to get your fucking card." And he sort of sits up groggily. He says, "Diego, man, now's not the time. Just, let things lie, please." He says, "Now listen, I am your fucking older brothers. You will listen to me. I will tell you what the fuck to do." Danny says, I'm not your slave, man. Fuck off."
Hey, we're not asking you to be a slave. There's just an emergency. We need to get into the vault and get some weapons. Can you help us, please?
Make a manipulation roll, please. Zero successes. Do you want to push?
I also have that one banked success from before from manipulation.
That's a banked extra die.
It's an extra
That's
plus
a banked
one.
extra die.
Mhm.
Okay.
So that's when you put a +1 into the.
Gotcha.
Yep. For
I
next time.
will remember that for next time.
Yep. Do you want to push
So,
this?
yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
3 successes, but a panic. Please go ahead and roll me your panic die. Okay. So I want you to explain to me, number one, how you get so stressed out that the second time after he ignores you, you essentially do what you need to get him to see it your way.
What do I drop?
I'll find out as when you tell me what you do.
Her hands just kind of start to shake, and this dropped thing, she's actually just going to chuck it across the room.
Love it. Love it. 100%.
And it's like, damn it, Danny. I don't know you. You don't know me. But one of my friends is about to get unalived if we don't get over there and fix it. So can you help me the F out or what?
Okay. I'm going to say based on that, you throw your surgical kit, which is kind of heavy, right? It's about a pound or so. You just throw this whole fucking surgical it's strapped to your belt. You pull it off your belt and you just throw it, and it smashes against the wall. All these pieces of gauze and like syringes and everything like that. Tiny little fragments of surgical knives. They just smash against the wall, and he's like, "Fuck." Fine. Your stress level does go up by 1 from that panic, though. Just fine, take it. Jesus. And he throws the card at you.
Thank you. Grab it.
Okay.
So I had a couple of extra successes on there. Did that help with anything?
I will say that you can bank the manipulation successes. Sure.
Okay. Thank you.
Do you know what you want to bank for those? My thing does not work. My my stunts thing. So Sarah, you may have to as well indulge.
Oh,
until I get
yes.
these things fixed.
Yeah, what do we get options
Seconds,
wise?
and I will pull it up. So manipulation stunts, we get target doesn't demand a return favor, does more than asked for, or is impressed by you and will help you later. And you have 2 stunts, so you can choose 2 of those.
impressed and will do something for me later as one, and then I will bank 1 for extra dice later.
Cool. So now you have a card, and now Amelia has a card. She says, "You follow me," and she leaves Danny's pod, which, if you can see, is sort of like in the middle between the two, living facilities. And she ducks through a door with Diego, which seems to move towards. If on one side is the Parks family, then it seems to move into the Marinos side. Now, compared to the Parks family, the Marinos living facility, the Marinos house, if you want to call it that, is unfortunately a little bit less well accoutered. It's a little bit shabbier, to be perfectly honest. You see paint peeling off the walls. You see the floor is in not very good shape. There are a number of dishes in the kitchen sink. The chairs are ragged and broken. The Marinos certainly have it off a little bit worse, you would say, than the Parkses do. Diego and Amelia lead you down into an area of the house where there's a stairwell. They lead you down a wide set of stairs into a dank basement. When I say dank, I say it only because you see that there is moisture dripping from the ceiling, strangely enough. And a little drop of water falls on your helmet. You walk through a very spacious basement area. There are computer terminals. There are what seem to be large pieces of machinery. And you briskly walk to the southern end of the basement. There is a large door there with 2 keycard slots. Amelia inserts one. I would assume you insert the other.
I do.
Excellent. There is the sound of computerized machinery. As you use the card, it recognizes your card, and then the door opens. And inside is a very sort of small compartment. You see that there are on the walls several pieces of armament. You see, let me double check on this. The vault. Yes, you see that there are 2 shotguns on the walls and a rather large rifle. And underneath the rifle, you see 2 pistols. So she sort of points at them on the wall and says, "It's your friend, you choose."
I'm going to grab a pistol and a shotgun. Or
Okay.
if I can take both.
I mean, you sort of grab the pistol and then the shotgun, and you look back at Amelia. Amelia looks over at Diego. Diego says, "Whatever, just give it back." The other things that you see in here as you pocket the pistol and put the shotgun over your shoulder by a strap is that in this room, there is a very large black suitcase, probably 3 times the size of your standard suitcase.
What's that?
You say, "What's that?" And Diego says, "That's for us. We get off this fucking..."
Okay, let's one thing at a time. Let's go figure that other thing out.
Okay.
You guys coming with me?
Sure. Assuming we get there in time. And so they usher you out through the basement and up the door, up the staircase to the door that goes outside. Let's switch now to the team. Let's call it the rescue team. Rescue team Beta, the ones that have gone through the ravine in the Diote tractor to try to get to Clark in time. Clark,
I would also like to say,
Yes.
in the meantime,
please.
I have a quantity of 1 of an indeterminate recreational drug that I have now ingested.
Okay, then. So you just pop the top off of this whatever kind of recreational drug it is, and
Yep.
just give it a little hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo.
Yep.
Okay, let's see what kind of drug it is. I love having random drugs. It is under... Sure. Let's say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Thyroid medicine.
No, definitely not.
Insulin.
Congratulations, your blood pressure is now even.
roll a d4. 3. Oh jeez. So this is an injectable, right? It's not a consumable orally. So you just jam it into where do you jam it? Like your arm, your leg, whatever.
Inner thigh.
Oh, good God. Okay. You jam it into your inner thigh, and almost immediately, like, everything gets super loud and bright.
Oh God, this was a mistake.
Everything is, like, really loud and bright and vibrant. And you can hear your heart in your ears, which is now going at probably 170, 180 beats per minute.
You now know what purple tastes like.
Perfect.
You're like, if we were to look at Clark, his pupils would be absolutely the size of his irises, like zero color whatsoever, just black on black on his eyes. From a mechanical perspective, I'm going to say that for how long does heroin last, folks?
I don't want to Google that.
I don't.
I'm
Yeah.
Googling it.
Yeah, I guess it depends on the amount. I guess it depends on the
God bless
amount
Marcus.
of heroin that you take into your system. I would say that it's a modicum of heroin, not a whole lot.
Probably at least an hour or two.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Do
say
you
a
have
shift.
guess?
I'm gonna say a shift. So for the next shift, Clark, I'm gonna say that your mobility increases by 1, but that your I'm gonna make it stats rather than skills. I'm gonna say that your I'm gonna say that your agility increases by 1,
Oh,
but that your wits decrease by 1.
it's really hard to find the answer to this question.
Yeah, go ahead. I'll try to answer it anyway.
Oh,
I think he was looking at the heroin thing.
yeah.
I wasn't even expecting you to try to look that up.
It takes around 30 minutes for half of the drug to leave your system after taking
Okay.
a single dose.
Makes
the
sense.
effects of the drug only produce a high for 3 to 10 minutes. Although the first result is a number to call for help, so that's good. Thanks, Google.
Hopefully the
So-
phone number hasn't changed in a couple hundred years.
Agility
That's what-
is +1, wits is -1.
Yes. 1-800-GET-WRECKED.
Like this is what Chesterton is asking Mother right now in that room.
Yes, I'm typing it in. The
How
computer.
long does the AI
Oh.
is like? Well,
It's 988, by the way. That's the number. If anyone
Fair enough. Thank
watching
you.
needs it.
yes,
welcome.
please use it if you need to. So you have just injected yourself with a certain amount of heroin. +1 agility, -1 wits.
Great. Those were 5 and 4, by the way. So that was a
There you go.
Nice little
great
swap.
switch.
Super. Tucker Savage, what are you doing?
I think that would I be familiar with this style of ship, Because if we're running towards it, would I know like what section to try and like zim through towards?
I think that you could probably
Mother.
find that with an observation.
Great. I can make an observation and try and make that. I am going to be just literally classic anime look, but it's the maintenance jack down, ready to just sort of swing at this thing, because I don't think what Tucker is picturing a leggy snake to be is entirely what it looks like. So he's just sort of like, I need big baseball swings, and I just need to make sure I'm hitting it.
All right.
But I also was going to say, and I would love to be like on the lookout for any aberrant creatures. So observation works.
Observation. What about you, Savage?
Perfect. Roll here.
Oh yeah, he's headed for the ship, looking for bugs, gun at the ready.
Is there any advantage to the roll because we are doing it with intent and purpose rather than cursory?
No.
Great. That is a success.
Yep. Very good.
Oh damn!
Damn, Savage, with your observations, you could use those.
All
I
right.
think, right?
We got. Is it
Yeah.
coming for me? Are there more of them close by? And how do I get in past away?
Are there more of them close by?
No,
All right, and I don't know. Can I bank one?
I don't think so.
No, it's
Observation
one of
is
the
not a
few.
bankable stat.
Yeah.
What was the last one?
How do
Although
we get in
technically
past
neither
away?
is manipulation,
How
and
do
we've
you
been
get
letting Bella
past
do
them?
that. So
I don't know. Do I see a good way into the ship? I guess.
Yeah, I mean, there's the airlock, right? The airlock, which was closed before. I think that you guys are very easily able to find the airlock to.
Gotcha.
You spot the tracks, right? That Chesterton Clark went through into the ship.
Good enough.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I guess for mine, can we do? How do we get in past away? Like, does it look like this thing can?
Well,
can disappear into
You
the
didn't get any
ducts, or-
stunts, unfortunately. You just got the one success.
Okay.
So, Tucker and Savage. Tucker has his maintenance jack. Savage, what are you armed with?
I have the pulse rifle.
Pulse rifle, superb. Couple of keystrokes later, the airlock opens. You head inside. Gun to the left, maintenance jack to the right, and you pace down this dark hallway. You see that there are strange, sort of almost stalactites from the top, stalactites of slime, like dripping from some of these corridor walls.
That's not suspicious.
No,
At
not
all.
suspicious. Definitely not suspicious. Don't be suspicious. Don't be suspicious. The slime trails seem to run down from these massive stalactites of slime and onto the floor. You see them sort of crisscrossing, as if there are potentially a lot of these slime trails all over the corridor.
Are any of them moving?
No.
Okay.
Excellent question.
Where's Mother?
With that, I'll just say that observation was good enough for you to determine that the central control within the ship, the Jenku, is about 100 meters down.
It's
Head that direction.
I moved to a two-handed stance, baseball bat style.
Okay. Are you moving silently?
Yes.
Make
Yeah.
make mobility rolls, both of you.
Success.
Holy shit, Savage.
damn.
Yeah.
It's your night.
All right. Mobility stunts. We got. Where are they? Give 1/6 to someone in a similar situation, +1 to a related role, or impress someone.
Let's bank them for later rolls.
I believe we determined that we're making notes of our banked roles in the bio section of our character
Yes.
sheet so that Matt can also see them.
That is correct. Thank you very much, Sarah. Appreciate you.
Do I have, if I get onto the computer,
Mhm.
do I have access to the security cameras on the ship so I can see what's happening?
You could make another ComTech roll for that if you would like.
I would like.
Would you like to push that roll, Chesterton?
No.
Okay. You do not have access. It says access denied.
Dope.
Sorry, I can't do that, Chesterton.
Open the motherfucking Okay. Savage and Tucker, you guys walk down the corridor about 75 meters down towards Mother's room. And quietly, you spy about 25 meters from your position, so we're talking a zone or so away, a small wriggling creature. It's about the size of, maybe the size of a baseball bat, maybe about 3 or 4 feet long. This thing is sort of coiled up in front of the door.
Shoot it.
Okay, go ahead and make a shot. Roll back up. That's 1 success. Base damage 2.
Perfect.
So, you aim up, and that was at, 1 zone away. Yeah, it wouldn't have mattered because you got 1 success. Wouldn't have mattered if it would take it off the end. I was just talking about the range because it's 25 meters. But that's still fine. The pulse rifle just blasts out, and there is a spew of green slime that hits the door and sort of slimes down on the door. 1 shot, 1 kill.
1 ban, 1 sound.
Anything else you want to do?
Can I hold a fast action to block if it comes at us?
Sure. Just holding on to it. You guys encroaching closer to the thing that he just shot?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Okay. Bringing closer. Whatever you shot, whatever this thing was, this coiled up thing, it's not moving anymore.
Knock on the door. Hey,
You
Doc,
hear-
open up.
You hear this massive banging from the door, Clark. Wham, wham, wham!
Ah! Who is there, please?
Doc, it's us. Let us in.
Clark, it's us, let us in.
How do I know it's you?
You're smart and annoying.
They're smart and annoying.
That tracks. And I'm going to attempt, in my current state, to open the door. I feel like I should have some type of disadvantage to doing this.
You do. You've got the -1 on everything wits related.
You
It
do.
doesn't seem like
Yeah.
enough.
I mean, listen. Some people, they can just hack it. Make a quick comm-tech roll. You already have the penalty in wits, so that's part of it. That's 2 successes, so you can bank that if you'd like. Chesterton.
Context stunts, +1 to a later related roll. Don't need to overcome again. Half the usual time. New unexpected information. Hide your tracks or show off.
+1 next time you're high.
Obviously, it's going to be show off.
Show off, open the door? Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Tell me how you show off opening the door, Clark.
Well, I'm going to give you 2. I'm going to give you what it looks like in my mind,
Sure.
and what it looks like in reality.
Okay.
In my mind, the door opens and I stand like hands on hips, like I had this the whole time. Thanks for joining me. In reality, I'm actually on the floor with my hand up on the keyboard. And by the time the door opens, I'm kind of in the fetal position on the ground.
Amazing.
Also crying,
That
which
tracks.
is a free action. We have
Oh, yeah, we 100% free action.
Crying is a free action. Established.
Come on, you big baby. Get up. Grab him by the arm and haul him to his feet.
I give him all of my weight.
Okay.
And I would say more things, but I don't know how heroin actually affects people. So
Join the
it would
club.
Be inaccurate. Yeah.
You can still talk.
Was there more than just the one? Should we be on the lookout for others? Also,
Always,
I think
always
it
be on the
killed it.
lookout.
I think Hank killed it.
Also, I love you guys.
Oh, that's so nice. I didn't realize we were friends yet. It's nice to meet you as
We're-
well, Doc.
Best friends.
I forgot to mention that. The Tan Blatchman's with you guys, by the way, just FYI. So like he's been cowering behind you folks horribly. I'm not even gonna roll for his stuff because he probably would have fucked you over if you hadn't have been so stealthy. But as the shot goes off from your pulse rifle, he's like, ah! And then splat comes out, and as you start to sort of mutter incoherently with your drug cycled stupor, he takes out a pad. He takes out a PDAT, and he starts like typing into it.
What are you doing, Tan?
Pardon?
What are you doing?
I'm just logging this for posterity.
Let's get back to the tractor.
Yes.
Could all of you stop yelling, please?
Is there any way to take the data off of Mother Chesterton? Did you happen to find anything useful whilst you were out here investigating?
Yes.
Have you copied the data that you found interesting that we can look at it away from the ship full of creepy crawlies?
Define copied.
Did you make a portable way to take it off of Mother?
No.
Okay, great. Somebody cover me. I'll try and do that while the doc is
Yeah,
I don't even know what you're on.
Where are these black boxes supposed to be?
Inside Mother, right?
No, in the colony.
Oh, in the okay. See, I thought it was the black box on the ship.
Dot's
well,
been doing shit while y'all have been killing creepy crawlies. I'm just putting that out there.
Fair
maybe
enough.
we should get the hell off of the ship and reconvene so that we all have the same amount of data to work off of. That's just a suggestion. I
You
think.
were always the smart one.
That is not remotely true, Doc. What your eyes are so big.
And that's where I think we can sort of wipe from that scene to Dot. Dot, I think you're on the way back, right? From
So you just left me with, yeah, have fun, not going anywhere near that thing, don't die, bye.
pretty much, yeah, exactly.
And then she kind of turns to Danny and she's like, okay,
Benny, not Danny.
Benny, sorry, Benny. Too many knees.
Mm-hmm. That's all right.
We are the boys who say knee.
Nice.
She's gonna turn to Benny and say, okay, crazy idea, hear me out. They're all running around after a leggy snake because apparently our scientist did something stupid. And so I was told there used to be 1 million people on this colony. You say, absolutely not, no way. But you haven't been here for, 200 or 300 years or 100 years, which was when we lost contact. But somewhere in this colony is something called a long disk that would have all that information on it. So, where do you think that would be?
I don't know. I mean, maybe my mom or dad. I don't know anything about that.
Yeah, but they're busy right now, and I've got to do something. So I figure I might as well look for this thing. They're all distracted with whatever. So, like, where's the information stored? Like, what runs this place, I guess?
Well, the control block does.
Cool. Can we go check it out?
Yeah, it's right over there. And he points over to the triad of buildings, right over here on the you guys have been sort of positioning yourselves at. And as he positions his arm to point at the control block, you see Emilia, who you would assume to be Emilia Marino, Diego Marino, and Bella walk back towards Danny's pod. At this point in time, Bella has a shotgun over her back.
That's a new look for her.
Yeah. Emilia knocks on the door to Danny's pod. The door opens. Danny sort of like puts his arm up against the sand and wind. Emilia seems to put her hand inside the door, handing him something. and then the door closes. Bella, what you've just seen is Amelia has just handed her card, her key card, back to Danny. Or the card that you used, I should say. Okay.
Okay.
Cool. That said, Bella, you're now armed with a shotgun and a pistol, but I think that you've been on comms long enough to hear the fracas that has occurred in the Jenku. So you now know that at least for Clark, he seems to be safe.
I'm still gonna keep a hold of the weapons for right now because
Fair enough. They don't know any,
until I see them.
right? Because the
Until
Marinos
I
don't
see
know.
everybody, yeah.
The Marinos are not on comms, so they have no idea as to
Yeah.
what's going on.
Until I see the whites of their eyes, I'm gonna assume there's still danger. So
Totally fair.
I'm not relinquishing the weapons yet.
I don't blame you.
And these people are kind of sketch anyway.
100%. So Dot, you and Benny head over to the control block. So I'm actually going to bring you guys to the control block now, just so you can at least see what it looks like interior. You were actually there
Yeah.
before. You were just in the bathroom at the control block, actually.
Ah.
So Benny takes you inside pretty much the same door that you went into when he went and brought you there to the west side of the control block, and he opens the door and brings you inside to this area. The control block is here.
Ow.
I gotta move you guys.
Yes, you do.
Give me 1 second. Bring you to like so.
Come up here, kitty. Come get pets. Stop yelling.
So Benny
Yeah.
brings you into the main area of the control block, and then brings you sort of south. I'm just going to bring it south if you don't mind.
That's fine. Move away.
To the living area, the living room. I'm sorry, that's Danny's pod. I beg your pardon.
I was like, there's a person in here.
There's Danny's pod. That's wrong. That's wrong. Default. He brings you up a set of stairs. I beg your pardon. Yes. So while you enter the control block, he brings you up a set of stairs to another map, which is actually on this map as well, which is fine. And there you are. So can you see the map, Sarah?
Yes, I can.
Okay. So you see now there are two rather sophisticated looking pieces of equipment, at least for these folks anyway. The control block deck, you call it like a control deck, has these panoramic windows, which you saw the outside of, that give the best view eastwards along the facility and down the ravine. You see, actually, from your position, you see the Daihotai tractor. You see Trina coming back down at this point from the Jenku, you assume with Clark and Bo and Savage inside. There are 4 control desks, 2 of which you're right near, but there are 2 others seemingly on sort of far sides of this room that seem to have control of all of the key systems within the facility. Entire mine, one might say. You'll also notice that there is a ladder
Yep, right there.
there that leads to a roof hatch.
So it's a ladder up, not down.
Correct. Yeah.
Huh.
Then he says, I don't know what this long disc is, but it's here. Maybe not. I don't know.
Let's ask the computer and see if it can tell us. And I am gonna try to check this computer and see if I can get information about the location of the long disc.
Okay. Go ahead and make a contact roll. 0 successes
Yes,
and a
successes.
panic, which means you cannot
Means
push.
I can't push it. Damn it. All right, let me make
Go ahead and
that
roll your panic roll. Yeah, I
roll.
don't think you're going to get very much from it, but you never know. Keep it together.
I'm good. Ah,
Push the wrong button. It goes, access denied.
I should have known it wouldn't be that easy. Ah.
Sorry.
I'm
Check
kinda-
the caps lock.
Well, since I can't push, it means I can't roll Comtech again. So
That's correct,
I'm
yeah.
just gonna kind of poke around. Like, is this a storage crate right here?
Yeah, sure. I mean, Jesper pulled it on the map, so it must be there, right?
Cool. Well, I mean, that already tells me what I want isn't in it, but I'm gonna look inside anyway.
Sure. Let's see. Okay, you know what? Let's make this a random gear roll again. Go ahead and give me a D8 roll.
5.
5, 5, 5.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Make a D4 roll.
3.
Okay, inside you see a maintenance jack.
Might actually be pretty useful. And she's gonna pull it out and she'd be like, you mind if I hang on to this for a little while just in case?
It's an old piece of shit.
Okay.
So
Then
emo.
I will. He is very emo. I will grab that I'll grab that piece of shit maintenance jack. If I could spell. Come on. Fingers.
You can also grab it from the compendium.
Yeah, but then it wouldn't say POS in front of it. So there we go. So she's gonna keep looking around. I want to look around this room and see if, because this is 4 individual units. And so she kind of sits down on top of this crate and she's like, all right. The long disk has the data for the entire colony, which I guess, for this entire area. It wouldn't be on one of these 4 computers because it looks like each one of these does something different. So, and she's kind of like, she's like doing the think out loud thing. She is narrating this as she thinks it. She's like, so where do all of these send their information? And she's gonna kind of just like look around the room to see if she can trace cables or if there's any conduit or anything that would tell her how these are networked and where all the information goes.
I would say either make a comm-tech or observation roll. Your choice.
I'm gonna go with observation because it is 1 higher.
All right.
Observation you can't bank. God damn it, Batman! I
Do you
will
want to push?
that.
Okay. What do you do differently?
She was looking at the floor and now she decides to look at the ceiling.
Huh?
I have to do this manually because push still isn't working on mine for some reason.
No worries.
One success.
1 success. Yeah, you do notice that there are splays of cable coming out of the back of all 4 of these, and they seem to be you're an electrician, Sarah. You tell me what's the right word for it, but they're all sort of channeled, is that correct?
Oh, I mean, if you're saying with like where they go, where they're run.
Yeah.
Where they're run.
There you go. Where their run
Run
is.
of cable. It's a cable run.
Super.
Yeah.
Yeah. They seem to go through the floor in a PVC pipe contained run of all 4 of these cables.
Okay. So they're in a PVC conduit going down through the floor.
Correct.
Huh. Is there any way to get under this room?
Just downstairs.
Can you show me?
Yeah, we were just
I want
down
to see
there.
where this. Well, do you know where this pipe goes down there? Have you ever seen it?
I never really gave very much thought. Like, I don't spend a lot of time. So, like, no.
Well, okay, but just humor me.
Oh, fine.
Pretend it's a mystery.
This is so lame. All right, whatever.
God, you sound just like all the other grown-ups. Fine, whatever. If I can go by myself, I'll go by myself. I don't need you.
Fine. You don't have to give me such fucking guilt. Jesus. So Benny then takes you back downstairs to that same spot, just 1 floor below, which is actually in the corridor leading to the restroom that you were when you first got here.
Do I see any sign of said conduit?
You do. You see the conduit going from the ceiling straight down the wall and channeling through this floor to the floor below.
What's under this?
The basement.
All right, I know you're gonna complain about it, but can you show me the basement?
Oh my god, dude! Fine.
Look, show
Fine.
me how to get in.
Fine,
and then
fine,
you can
fine,
go.
fine,
Okay,
fine,
okay.
fine, fine. Follow me. Benny leaves through a doorway, like right here to the south, and ushers you down a set of stairs. Here's what I'm going to say, Sarah. As you go down the stairway, I'm going to say make an observation roll.
Alrighty. One success, one panic.
Okay. Your panic roll to see if this goes through or not.
Keeping it together.
You do notice that as he's leading you down onto the main floor, that there is the sound of the wind and the dust that you've been hearing this entire time, this incessant sound of wind and dust, seems to be very much louder. And that is when you hear it from upstairs. Hear the sound of a siren going. You stop on the stairs because you hear this siren.
Yeah.
And
The fuck does that mean?
Benny says, shit. In all 5 of your headsets, and as well as in Tan Blatchman's headset, you hear the sound of Dudge's voice. Hello. Can you all read me? This is Dudge.
Yeah, what's up, man?
Yeah, we've got a predicament, folks. I think I just saw one of your tractors. That tractor that fellow, that bloke has. I think he just went back up the ramp, or back down the ramp, back towards the facility. Right? Am I wrong?
Yeah.
I think so. Why?
Yeah, we've got a big problem. There's like a big old fucking dust storm. Is brewing up, and it's brewing up fast. I'm gonna have to shit, it's real close. It's real big. I'm gonna have to take the ship into orbit, just to avoid damage. I'll be back as soon as the storm is over, but I would really recommend that you guys take cover as soon as you can. All
Are
right?
you fucking kidding me, Dad?
No,
You're
I'm
leaving
not.
us down here?
I'm not leaving you. I'm not leaving you. I am simply making sure that you have somewhere to head to once the storm is done. There's a facility. Get inside. Close the doors. Make sure you're safe. God, shit, this thing is fucking huge. And that's when you hear, those of you who are outside, the sound of the engines of the SEV. You look to see the SEV's engines powering up, and it shoots up within a moment's notice up into the gray and red clouds and disappears.
Can we hear this alarm as well outside of the control room area?
No, because the alarm is specifically in the control block, inside of it. Those of you inside the control block can hear it. Those of you outside cannot.
Can
Chesterton
we
is waving at the ship as it's
Oh,
going up.
Jesus.
Can we see any of the approaching storm as we look up and watch our ship go away?
Well, that's a really great question, Patrick, because what I do have
Boy.
for you is the last handout. Well, the first and the last handout of the night, and I think where we're going to stop.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
So choose whoever you may think that the back of this particular person is. I will leave that to you because, I mean, I have my own opinions, but this could be any of you. Here we go. This, my friends, is what you all see when you look to the east.
Sweet baby Jesus.
Oh,
There's a
yeah.
mummy. A mummy lord is about to pop out of that thing.
Emilia Moreno sees this titanic storm of dust and silt and screams, "All of you, to the basement! Danny! Danny!" And she pushes a button on the on one of the comm She says, "Danny, secure the facility!" You hear Morgan Parks' voice ring out. Shit. We gotta get down to the basement. Right now. There's a storm shelter in the basement. Everybody down to the basement right fucking now. I'll go help to get things in control. We'll meet back here after everything's done. and he runs out the door with his face gear on and with his protective gear on. You see Danny's door open, and he runs out. Benny runs out from the stairs as well, because he hears the voice of his father. And he runs out into the storm.
Sweet, I get alone time in the basement
Sure do.
That's suspicious.
before everyone else gets there.
That's suspicious. Yes, that is potentially a lot more than suspicious. And so, folks, as the storm settles in on Gorham Colony, and who knows what is going to happen after, I think it's time we say that's all for tonight. We'll see each other next time. Oh boy,
Yeah.
folks! This
Damn.
is
Still alive.
this yes for now.
Did it, Chesterton?
Every-
I'm proud of you.
Everything in
I
life
ran.
is only for
I
night.
ran.
Yes, he did the right thing. He ran
Yes.
He
and
ran the
then
fuck away.
waited for the Marine to come
Good
in and take
job,
care of
good
it.
job.
That's right.
Thanks.
Isn't
Thanks,
that what the
boys.
army does?
So we'll figure out who your
Ooh,
buddies and
ooh, where's
rivals
that?
are and all your experience points and all that jazz afterwards. But I think it's time we say goodnight to each other. It's somewhat late, but we'll always have episode 3 waiting for us in the wings. So until we see each other again, folks, just try to drown out the sirens in your head as you drift off to sleep while we say to each other, remember, take care of each other, but do not forget, take care of yourselves.
And get in the goddamn basement.
And get in the goddamn basement. See you, everybody. Bye, everybody.